Okay, that was the ups and downs of show business last time, but hey, wasn't I told something about a Zoroark speaking to Black... I'm Black too. A Zoroark speaking to Hugh's sister in a dream or something like that? Let's better look into that one. So, let's go right ahead and fly to the Pokemon League. Because I remember Zoroark guarding a cave entrance at Victory Road. Despite what the game just told you, it's actually in-game winter now. This is again all we see of the Black and White 1 Victory Road. But anyway, time for a little bit more exploring that we couldn't do earlier, huh? Oh, do I care at all about the order of my Pokemon in my party right now? I probably don't want York the Garbodor in the lead. Let's do this. Also, held items... I'm not used to thinking about this. Okay, let's just swap the Lucky Egg and the Amulet Coin right now. Actually, let's give the Amulet Coin to a Tobacco, who can't use items in battle, but can use that. Let's give the Lucky Egg to somebody else, who will lead off the next battle. Okay, anyway. Was it this way? Oh yeah, there it is. Quan, it says, and then it runs inside the cave, no longer blocking the entrance. Oh, wait, I've been here already, okay. Thought this looked familiar. The Zoroark is leading me... My bad, the Zoroark is leading me over here. That other entrance is what it was blocking. But otherwise, yeah, inside no longer blocking it. I am right about that. And we can just see it going down those stairs. Down that ramp. It's one of the ramp things that Team Plasma's castle used. Kind of inverted now as the castle has sunk into the depths of the mountain. And here we are. You came. This is Team Plasma's castle. The ruins of Ghetsis' dreams. The deepest chamber of the castle. It's a place that holds a special meaning to me. I have to face you there. Follow me. Actually, rather than just leading you there, I prefer to follow. That way I can see which path you choose and observe what catches your interest. So I ask this of you. Take me to the deepest chamber of this castle. Yes. You lead, and I'll follow. I'm not going to be disrespectful Black 2 to this guy. N deserves better. Let's see what catches my interest. Oh, right away we get N's bedroom. This place was my entire world. When I was little, I was abandoned deep in the woods. Well, it took me to raise me with a Pokemon to live there. And one day I met up here before me claiming to be my father. I messed it up. The pause there. That was Ghetsis. The things he gave me were the name Harmonia, the knowledge a king would need, Pokemon with their hearts shut so very tightly I couldn't even talk to them. In this room. I'll be outside. Emotional moment for N. Shakes his head there. There's a luxury ball in here. Of course, this guy treats his Pokemon well. Set of trains and tracks that hasn't been touched in a long time. No longer running like it was in Black 1 2 years ago. This toy box has been tipped over. Slightly dirty basketball with the name Harmonia written on it. Basketball hoop has been knocked over, probably in the destruction of the castle. An art panel with a printed geometric pattern. That does sound like something N would like. Alright, well, we've seen this room before, but it looked a little bit different when the castle looked a little bit different, let's say. You lead and I'll follow. And no longer do we have that grand music playing in what truly is here a ruin of Ghetsis' ambitions. Cracks in the ground blocking some of the paths, but I'm sure N already knows that we can reach the chamber that he wants. He might have even made sure of it with some legendary help before we got here, who knows. Overheat TM? Okay. Dark in here. Oh, we didn't have to go very far. This is our destination. Go inside. We don't get to see as much of the castle of this game as it is, again, a ruin. But this is a familiar room, alright. That's the place. It was 2 years ago. For the sake of Pokemon. For my ideal world. I put my beliefs on the line of battle with a certain trainer. And I lost. But at the same time, I learned something important. To make the world better, you must accept different ideas. I learned that this is the formula for changing the world. Accepting different ideas. I want to see if you're a trainer who's hard strong enough to do that. Zekrom, come. Shock. Zekrom also wants to know what ideals you seek, and how good a trainer you are. Battle with me. Are you prepared? Yes. Show me the depth of your determination. And Zekrom says, Bazazazash. And here we go. Is this another different take on N's battle theme? This is not exactly what it sounded like at any point in Black 1, is it? I don't think so. I'll have to look into that. Level 70 Zekrom might be a little bit difficult to deal with, but it is his only Pokemon. I do want to acknowledge one thing. N explicitly calls out here that he learned the value of listening to others' perspectives. I have, as I've said before, seen the Unova games criticized for trying to push that moral, while at the same time the player character is generally shown to be right and wins in the end. Oh, maybe this is one of the earlier game N battle. Like, this is definitely not the final battle theme. Maybe it's an earlier game one. Anyway. Does N's perspective really influence things all that much? Well, as we've gone through this game, for the most part, the Team Plasma characters have... like, they've gotten some empathy for people, right? And Hugh learned to understand Rude and the X-Team Plasma Grunts, so we've seen them basically do charitable work in Driftvale City, taking care of Pokemon. And that's something, but yeah, it's not a broader change to the social system in the region. I'm gonna have to think this through some more, if I do like a final recap video or something. I think the criticism is valid. I think it's largely true. Not much changes, despite the idea that you can hear each other's perspectives and be changed by them. N changes much more than the player characters in their world do. But, I will say, we have seen throughout this game that N and his activities 2 years ago have gotten people around the region rethinking the relationship with Pokemon in small ways that don't have a ton of big picture impact. I'm not washing away the criticism, it's real. But there are little nuggets of flavor, at least, we can find throughout the journey, such that it seems like through this whole region, the only person who would never actually listen to N's perspective was Getsus. Right? Getsus dismisses N as a monster, as a freak without a human heart. No one else by this point in the story is doing anything like that. So, I mean, that says a lot about both of their characters right there. But it doesn't really say anything new that hasn't been said already. This interaction, of course, also is this, one of the main sources of the N is secretly a Zoroark fan theory. Because a Zoroark leads me in here and then disappears. And it's just N and Zekrom. Where did the Zoroark go? I feel like I said my piece about that already. N is a Zoroark is an interesting fan theory. I just think his character is overall more interesting if it's not true. So, I don't have a strong belief about what Game Freak probably intended. I just, as fan theories go, it's a pretty good one. I just don't want it to be true. I forgot that I don't have Dig on Etobicoke anymore, but I do have Ice Punch now. Because that was what I replaced Dig with. Wow, that did not do very much. I might have to cheese this with items. Level 70 is a little much for this team right now. Oh, look at Etobicoke taking the Fusion Bolt, though. Definitely one of the most clutch Pokemon in this playthrough. That Ice Punch misses the KO, but Zekrom is now low. I think this is just an earlier game and battle theme. It just stood out to me because it's not the final one. Let's see if East York can crit this with it. Wait, I don't have Quick Attack anymore, do I? Well, that's a bit of a flaw in that plan. I don't have quick attack anymore. In fact, I think I got rid of it a while ago. Oops. Oh, and then it has a full restore. Well, maybe this facade will crit. Oh, I could have gone for Feather Dance. And that would have helped all the teammates wear this down. Oh well. I'll do it here, but probably get knocked out first. There's another Fusion Bolt. Okay, what do I have left? York? Let's see about poisoning this, I guess. I don't actually love poisoning it because I could easily, with the way this thing is taking KOs, I could easily get into a situation where nobody gets the experience from beating Zekrom, and that's kind of sad. Doesn't matter, don't get to poison it. Good thing he only has one Pokemon because level 70 is a lot for this team to deal with, huh? I'm probably gonna have to use a revive in a moment. At least Fusion Bolt only has, I think, 5 PP. I haven't counted how many he's used, but like at least 4. This is my last Pokemon, so it's revive time. He used an item, so not that I felt bad about it anyway, but I certainly don't now. First target for the revive is a Tobacco. I think this must be his last Fusion Bolt. And is not going easy on me, that's for sure. Just spamming his strongest attack right off the bat. We'll alternate a Tobacco and North York here, I guess. Only has Dragon Claw. And I don't have a Steel type. And obviously I don't have a Fairy type, that's not a thing yet. I think I'm just gonna have to use like 15 revives on these Dragon Claws. Hopefully that's something you wanted to see. Maybe I could speed this up with like a max revive, but who says I want to? Actually, I have 10 max I'd rather save max revives as long as I can. I was thinking maybe I can go with Tobacco, maybe at, or not Tobacco, East York. That's the Unpheasant. Maybe at full HP, East York can take an attack, and then Feather Dance. You know what? It's better content if I try that. Oh, except the flaw in this plan is I need to make sure I still have a Pokemon in case it doesn't work. Zen Headbutt is, seeing Zen Headbutt instead of Dragon Claw is good because it can miss. But yeah, the problem with this plan is now I revive somebody else so I don't just lose the battle after I've already sunk a bunch of items into it. But even if this doesn't KO, then I probably have to heal. Well, it's that kind of battle. Sometimes your opponent throws out the legendary Dragon of Ideals with an advantage of like 12 plus levels on your whole team. Again, Zen Headbutt as a finishing move is good, because that could miss any given time. Checking whether I have a Moo Moo Milk or something, but I'm out of those. Okay, he'll probably go for Zen Headbutt again, the way the AI is playing this. Yeah, but it hits. Oh well. Probably won't do that every time. I'm no legendary hero like the protagonist of Black 1. I was not prepared for this. But as long as he's going for the Zen Headbutt, it's likely to miss eventually. That's the kind of gameplay this is right now. Dragon Claw. I don't know how the AI works. Maybe there's some threshold of damage I have on East York that determines what move it goes for. Or maybe it manages PP to an extent. I mean, I would have thought this would be a Zen Headbutt turn. Anyway, how's everyone's day been? Let me know in the comments, I suppose. Is really landing every Zen Headbutt so far. I feel like if I were using the move, it would have missed by now. Maybe not. Oh, that did a lot. High roll. You only need a Zen Headbutt to get the KO now. Go for it. Nice! Finally it misses. Okay, Feather Dance. He could flinch me with this. Imagine that. Okay, it didn't happen. I'm gonna play this safe. Dragon Claw... I don't know if Dragon Claw still KOs. I'm gonna go for a full restore. Then we can think about using Roost. See how much this does. Well, a lot when it crits. Well, at least we got a miss before a crit. Okay. I don't think I need another Feather Dance. I think I can go back to this stuff now. Maybe get a freeze? No freeze? What exactly is Ed going to learn from this battle? Have I proven my resolve? I guess you could say that. Have I proven the strength of my convictions by spamming revives and full restores? I guess we'll have to see what he has to say afterward. It's not quite the same kind of legendary battle that he got before, though, huh? Okay, well, that Dragon Claw didn't do very much, so... do this now. Go for a Toxic. And this game will find... oh, he missed another Zen Headbutt, which is good, because I missed the Toxic. If I land the Toxic this time, the game can finally approach some kind of end. Unless he has another full restore, that would be pretty funny at this point. I want soft over at Pokewood. Pokestar Studios in this language. Lost my edge as a trainer, and then the very next battle. Well, it's done now. Let's see if I impressed N with that nonsense. He felt the love for my Pokemon that permeates every cell of my body, so that's good. I guess I really showed my love with all those revives that I paid good money for. Darkram and I were defeated. Your feelings, your desire to know the truth. That's what surpassed us. Battling with you reminded me of 2 years ago. It may be just a little, but I know you better. That's how I feel. And Darkram, thank you for everything. My journey with you has been truly wonderful. From now on, I want you to use your power to help this trainer realize his dreams. Baz. Shakes his head. I know, I'll miss you too. Your task is to help humans and seek ideals. I've learned so much from you. I'll do my best to tell everyone else what I learned on my own. I'll be okay. I can talk to Pokemon. I'll become the bridge between Pokemon and humans. That's my ideal. So, rest well. Black 2. I'll trust you with this Dark Stone. And there it is. Take that Dark Stone Dragon Spiral Tower. Okay, felt like N was being kind of diplomatic there, but I guess I did sufficiently impress him. There's the hole in the wall that he used to leave at the end of last game, and now he's back. He'll become the bridge between people and Pokemon. Would love to know more about what that looks like. I hope, I kind of hope he's explored again someday. He'd be a great character for a Legends game, I'll say that. Game Freak, if you're listening, go Dragon Spiral Tower. I will. I'll search the trainer battle 2 years ago, and I'll probably say thank you. Aw. He'd be a great character for a Legends game. Did you notice, by the way, he called out the player character of this game for seeking truth, and then also said, here, have Zekrom, it's here for those who seek ideals. Now, of course, major theme of the Unova story. Black and white, truth and ideals, etc. don't have to be opposing forces. They can be complementary. And so, I didn't really pick up on that dialogue before now. The player character of Black and White 2, and calls out specifically that this character is interested in both, bringing both of them together in one person, just as Kyurem can, in theory, well, did in the past, bring both of them together in one symbolic legendary dragon. And now, having lost some of its old power, can still bring one at a time into the same creature. We saw Black and White as opposing forces in Black and White 1. And now we see how they can come together. I don't know, there's something there. I'm kind of tired today, maybe I'm not quite firing on all cylinders. I got a medal. The Hero Movie Star medal, that's right, I'm a Hero Movie Star. Don't you forget it. UFO Movie Master. I'm getting a bunch of Pokestar medals because the last episode, Blockbuster Star. Oh, only 3 medals. I think my career was worth more than that, but okay. Sure. Now, flown to Mistelton City. Of course, to get to Dragon Spiral Tower, I have to go somewhere that I was not allowed to go before. Isira City was cut off. Accessible from 2 sides, both of them closed. But I also have one other thing to do before I go there. One small detour on the way to Twist Mountain. Oh, I still have Repel active, nice. And then Isira City. I guess in, like, Hegelian terms, Black 1 was the clash of thesis and antithesis, and now we get to the synthesis. And we see it a lot in this story, right? Kyurem in the way N talks about the player character. In Hugh, right, his character journey, he starts off with kind of an extreme view on things and then learns to understand the perspectives of the good X-Team Plasma and accept them and their place in society. I guess that's another thing to note about the themes of this game. Bringing the different colors and perspectives together doesn't mean turning them into a gray blob. That's not what happens to Kyurem when it fuses with the dragon. You know, growing up in Canada, it might be a little bit different now what kids are taught in school, but like I was taught in school about multiculturalism in this country, and the idea that, admittedly, my teachers drew kind of an explicit contrast to the United States that might have been kind of based on stereotypes a little bit. I'm not sure. I kind of hope that lesson is updated some for modern times. They would say, you know, the United States talks about being a melting pot, assimilating people into its own culture. Here in Canada, we build a mosaic of a lot of different cultures living together in harmony. It's very rose-tinted, right? It sounds very nice. It glosses over some difficulties in real life, but I don't know realistically that a country that brings together a lot of people from diverse backgrounds can spec into one of those things or the other. I think you see traces of both here and in the United States and elsewhere in the world. And the Unova region, based largely on the US, of course, leans pretty well into... Well, I'd say it has some of both as well. I'd say, again, it's not black and white, right? Unova has sort of a distinct culture within the Pokemon world, but it also has a lot of distinct subcultures with different pockets of people with different lifestyles and worldviews spread out around the region and complementing each other in how the region as a whole functions. My point is, I got kind of lost in the sauce there. My point is, I don't know what my point is. We can come together and build something bigger than the sum of its parts while also recognizing the distinct character of each of those parts. As, for example, when Kyurem brings Zekrom into itself and becomes a bigger, more powerful Kyurem that also recognizably has bits of Zekrom in it. I am tired today. What a recording day I've chosen. Anyway, this is why I came to the Celestial Tower. A mysterious presence can be felt here, and if I check the surrounding area, it's Mesprit. Black and White 2, second games of the generation. Past-gen legendaries are starting to pop up around the Unova region. I called out earlier, Game Freak had not yet resigned themselves to doing something like Dynamax Adventures or Ultra Warp Ride. They actually tried to integrate a bunch of past-gen legendaries into the region. Last episode, I went to the Cave of Being. I set Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf off to different parts of the region for me to find and try to catch them. And they're all in symbolically notable places. Mesprit is the Pokemon of emotion. This is a place of grief and hope and... this bell is here. Just the right spot for the Pokemon of emotion. Let's try to catch it. Level 65. Uh-oh. Can I freeze it? Oh, I didn't expect that to happen immediately. I'm gonna try a ball right now. Being frozen improves the catch rate, right? Okay, yeah, that went pretty smoothly. Good start. More legendaries to catch in this episode, obviously. Including but not limited to the obvious ones. When Mesprit flew, people learned the joy and sadness of living. It was the birth of emotions. And there we go, the joy and sadness of living, two things very much expressed right here in this place. Hey, there's that duality again, right? Two things that in a way are opposites but can be complementary and come together in the same space. A place of mourning like this is perfect for that, joy and sadness. In harmony. Huge Pokedex entry W there. Great location for them to put Mesprit in this region. Now on to Twist Mountain. I hope I have enough repels. This is about the point where I would normally buy more, but I just didn't think to until right now. Since I have one active now, I might as well jump off this walkway. No. I don't know how many steps I have left. Well, I accidentally jumped off anyway and was fine. Twist Mountain. Could not go here in the main game. Marshall is still blocking the entrance. Just kidding. He's not. He's gonna let me through now. Oh, I see. So you travel all around like this and toughen yourself up then. Well, I suppose you have many battles ahead of you. Pokemon battles as a Pokemon trainer. Battles about how you should live your life. That's an interesting way of talking about it, but I get what he's saying. You'll lose sometimes, but I think what matters is that you do things your own way. If you surpass what you've done before, you have bested yourself. Well then, I'll be waiting for your challenge at the Pokemon League. And just like his mentor, I love that. He takes after his mentor Alder jumping down from a cliff for no good reason. Exactly what Alder would do. In fact, I think he did that here in Black 1. And Marshall talks about waiting for my challenge at the Pokemon League. League rematches. It's the thing in this game. Twist Mountain. Familiar area from Black 1. But again, have not been able to access it in this game until now. And this time I've come here in winter. Whiteness of snow hides impurities, and blackness of night conceals worries. Twist Mountain in winter. I don't think I don't think I showed that in Black 1. It's very different. Because I can just do this. And I'm already at the bottom. But let's see what else I can explore. Not all paths are open in winter because of the snow everywhere. But let's not miss anything that is open. As I think I said, it was winter. I'm pretty sure it was winter when I came through here in my first playthrough of Black 1 in 2011. Oh, almost fell down there. So this was my first experience of Twist Mountain, apart from the level 57 wild Pokemon. I put North York in the lead specifically to battle Zekrom for all the good that did me. I could swap somebody else in. But North York is also the lowest level Pokemon on the team right now. This is fine, I think. Might get knocked out by a wild Cryogonal, though. Or not. Cryogonal is a funny Pokemon. I like it. It's in that awkward spot where I like it way too much for it to make this team, but it's also not one of my very favorites of the generation, but it's cool. Heavy labor is a breeze when you let a Psychic-type Pokemon take care of it. Now I can slack off and take it easy. Oh, good for you. Lucky guy. Worker Ryan. Making a Smoochum do all your heavy labor for you, okay. Yeah, the trainers at Twist Mountain have gotten a little bit stronger between games. No wonder Marshall wouldn't let me in here earlier. Oh! Okay. Well, can knock this out before having to switch. I can't say I expected that to happen here. He just went for it turn 1. Might as well go for an Ice Beam. This Psychic type is a little bit more serious, but it is weak to my stab. Didn't get knocked out, but that's okay. So it's a Sandstorm. No big deal. I do have to switch out now. Probably should have switched to a Topico to get an Amulet Coin money, but oh well. I just saw Ground type, Water type. Let's go. And if he has another Psychic type, because he doesn't have another Pokemon, I can X-Scissor that. I guess level 60 is a good general goal to try to get everyone to now. Obviously, Toronto here is already over level 60, but most of the team isn't, I think. Anyway, GG to this guy. A real worker works together with their Pokemon. You cannot just make Pokemon do all the work while you slack off. I'm trying to save face. You just bragged to me about how much you could slack off. Oh, an eject button. I can't think of anything useful to do with that. I'm not gonna... Actually, I might as well jump down ledges. There's nothing else to see here, so... I could go outside and back around to that path, but there's no need. Oh, this is the exit. Hello, I'm a heavy machinery pro, and you... You like construction trucks? Sure. Oh, I knew it! Construction trucks are cool, right? Now I'll give you a quiz. There are 5 questions in total. If you answer all of them correctly, I may give you a present. Construction truck quiz, for short, Truck You. Now here's the question. Which place is famous for an old rusty crane truck? That seems like a Burbank City kind of thing. You're sharp. Yeah, future heavy machinery pro. If you come see me again tomorrow, I'll give you the next question. See you then. I don't think I'm going to remember to do that, but who knows. Yeah, so that's the way to Icyrus City. But of course, I'm not done with Twist Mountain yet. This is how you would normally get in here in the other seasons. This is how I did it in Black 1. But you do have to go a different way in winter because of the snow everywhere. That path is blocked. They have a pylon to let me know that it's blocked. Then you come in from this way. This is only accessible in winter. You might remember there's an elevation gap here with no way up on the outside. Unless there's snow to get you up there. So, I went to the right already. Let's stay at the top level for now and go this way. This is the early part of Twist Mountain in the other seasons. We can go all over the place with all the snow. Let's see how you take a powerful attack from veteran workers like us. Well, this guy's probably not slacking, at least. He might have a powerful attack lined up. Level 60 Roggenrola is an interesting start. Nice crit, too bad about the sturdy. Nice freeze. North York, I guess, means business this episode. It's winter and North York is ready. This might not have sturdy. It does. No freeze either. But if it has sturdy, it doesn't have rockhead. So goodbye, Graveler. I'll switch out against this. It's not weak to Ice Beam. And it's so threatening. We can get North York to level 58 and maybe stop getting wild encounters in here for now. Nice. Oh, not quite. Almost there, though. This worker is happy to have a job that lets him be with his favorite Pokemon. No psychic types on that guy's team. Just hard work. Diligent effort. Okay, I will show you the results of my daily workouts. I didn't ask, but sure. Oh, it's a triple battle. Hey, haven't been jump scared by one of those in a little bit. Okay, it's also hailing, because I'm outside now, and my bird got intimidated, which is fine if I crit, but that's never guaranteed. I'm just gonna throw everything at the Crobat right now, and then figure it out from there. Uh-oh. Didn't do much. That did somewhat more. I'm down 2 Pokemon already. Not great. Well, I can get the amulet coin into this battle now. Sludge Bomb, Tauros, Ice Punch, Crobat, Waterfall, Caracosta. Let's see what comes of this. This will give me weak armor. If it doesn't KO, it doesn't KO. Gives me weak armor. I can get the Sludge Bomb into Tauros now, probably. Oh, still slower than a Tobacco. But that's finally it for Crobat. Earthquake. Uh-oh. I still don't get the Sludge Bomb. Tauros is just too fast. Okay, but now I have the Pokemon advantage. I still have 3 left unless this KOs. I think the Hail KOs, so I don't have the Pokemon advantage. Yep. Alright, well... It's probably okay. It's probably not quite doomed yet. This is definitely a triple battle jump scare, though. But I'm gonna go for Jump Kick now into Tauros and Energy Ball into Caracosta. Tauros just goes for another Earthquake. It crits a Tobacco. Assuming this Energy Ball takes out the Caracosta this turn, we're about to be auto-centered. And I could use an item, but I really don't think I need to. I think Scarborough should be able to take a hit and knock out the Tauros. Especially after leveling up here. I don't think we've seen this yet in this series. Pokemon are stuck on the opposite sides. They have to go to the middle anyway to hit each other, so the game just auto-centers them. Going for that Earthquake still. But yeah, that doesn't actually do very much, so Scarborough clutches up. It took a full team effort, but we managed to win this one triple battle here. And now... I'm going to train my Pokemon properly to make sure they grow balanced. Wahaha! It's the challenges that make life worth living, whatever your age. Yeah, I take this guy seriously, he's no joke. Now I think it's time to duck out to Isirus City a little early, heal the team, buy more repels, and then come back. I could fly if I'd already gone to Isirus City when I was already at the exit to this place, but oh well. Next time I'll be able to do that. If I get blown up by another triple battle or something. Here it is, Isirus City in winter. Don't think we saw that last time either. Oh, maybe I came here just to talk to that one guy. You know the one. The guy whose house you can only reach when there's snow to climb to get to it, which must be awkward for him. Let's buy... How many max repels can I afford? A lot. Let's just go nuts and buy another 50. And I probably never have to buy them again in this playthrough. One hopes. Very different vibe in Isirus City in winter compared to the other seasons. All the ponds are frozen over and whatnot. But anyway. Back to Twist Mountain. I'm supposed to go to Dragon Spiral Tower and awaken Zekrom, but this is not a playthrough where I just beeline to that objective, obviously. If you've been watching, you know. So what's over here? Another veteran. Uh-oh. This is gonna be a rotation battle? Twist Mountain's #1 tactician. That's me. That sounds like something a rotation battle specialist would say. No? Just a single battle? Alright, let's Toxic this. Using an Ice type against a Glaceon seems like a reasonable idea. This might work out okay. It goes for Barrier, that's not useful. So she wasted a turn, that's good. I can Signal Beam next, and I get that bit of extra damage from the Toxic. North York might be able to 1v1 this, we'll see what else it could do. It could have Mirror Coat, actually. Oh, I get Confusion? North York is going crazy now that it's winter. We get the Confusion on the first Signal Beam into this thing. It does break through and land a Shadow Ball, that does a lot of damage. I think if I think North York can take one more, and then I have to think about switching. Glaceon hurts itself. The toxic damage is already adding up. We're probably okay here. North York probably wins this, even if maybe having to take another Shadow Ball along the way. Yep, breaks through this time. Nice. I mean, that's a lot of damage on North York, but a win's a win. It's good experience. Switch out against this. Thunder? Wait, she's a menace. She just went straight for Thunder. With a Bastardon of all things. I didn't see that coming. Oh, this one connects. It did pretty good damage considering that it was coming from a Bastardon. Thankfully, no para. Uh-oh. I don't have anything good for this. Uh-oh. I think that was special attack. I zoomed through it too quickly. Special attack is fine. It probably doesn't have anything to take advantage of that. Then it just goes for crunch. Yeah, it definitely wasn't a physical attack boost. Alright, can I just surf through this? Good. She said something like, maybe I shouldn't have been satisfied with just being the #1 tactician on Twist Mountain. Yeah, she should go for #1 tactician in Unova. What's stopping her? Thank you. With our battle, my eyes have been opened. Being #1 of Twist Mountain is only a stepping stone on my journey. Now you're talking. Oh, there's a nurse here. Twist and twist, twisting mountain, spiraling up like a fountain. That nurse is good to know about. Why do I dig? Why do you fight? Of course there was a doctor here in Black 1, so... I mean, why wouldn't there still be a medical professional of some kind? Bullet. North York is low, but I'm just going to Ice Beam this and hope for the best. Maybe we get another turn 1 freeze again. Or just knock it out. Oh, Ice Body! That's right, it's hailing out here, isn't it? I think I better switch out against this, though. Hopefully Toronto can come in. Toronto is kind of low. Uh-oh. This doesn't do immediate damage, but it can go for damage next. And we'll get a chance, I think, to do that. Oh, but it goes for Blizzard. Of all moves, okay. You know, I've been praising the move animations in this game. I was not wowed by that Thunder or that Blizzard. Kind of feels like for those moves they had a little bit of trouble selling them being so much more powerful than the weaker versions. The Thunder was just abrupt. It was like, it was kind of over quickly, wasn't it? I teach Blizzard. When have I used Acid Armor? I think it would be wise to not teach Blizzard. Acid Armor could be situationally useful in the league or something. Blizzard would be fun in here while it's hailing, but no, I don't think I should teach Blizzard. Yeah, that Thunder animation went by very quickly, and it didn't really have the impact that some of the big physical moves in this game have in their animations. And the Blizzard was a little bit better, but yeah, I wasn't really wowed by those ones, to be honest. Twist Mountain changes in every season, and this old man changes in every battle. You don't look that old. could have sturdy, but I'm not going to assume it does. Good ice beam. It has sturdy. Oh! Well, nobody's getting experience for that one. Unfortunate. I'm going to make an educated guess that even at 4 HP, my Samurott is probably good into his next Pokemon. This will have sturdy. They all do in this gen. Hope it doesn't go for explosion again. Okay. Stone Edge is alright. Somebody else can knock this out and get the experience. I think it might be time to give the experience share to York again. Do I really want York battling this stuff? Also, York doesn't have an item right now. Probably should have thought of that earlier, but better late than never. Uh-oh. Well, let's just see what we can do here. Could get some drops, no? And it looks like a 3-hit KO anyway. And the nice thing about Steelix is it doesn't actually hit very hard, even though it looks like a Pokemon that would. That poor evolution line all the way back to Brock's Onix being the first significant boss in Gen 1. They made it look so imposing, but its attack stat is actually kind of sad. And that's not fixed when it evolves. This old man likes winter. Snow on Twist Mountain has an indescribable beauty. It is very pretty, isn't it? I mean, I think snow is very pretty in real life, so it tracks. I haven't seen any yet this year, except the other day I saw one car drive by with snow on its roof, so it must have snowed somewhere not too far away. I'm still waiting for the first snow. I'm recording this on December 1st. I'm still waiting for the first snow of the season as I speak right now. Okay, there's a trainer. I want to go to the Pokemon Center first. So we don't fully explore over here just yet. Haven't gotten to the nurse yet, so I'll just fly to Icirus City again. Well, I can fly there this time. Very wintry episode all around, considering Twist Mountain, Icirus City, and what I'm intending to be the end point of this one. I think waiting until December to record this was a good call. Though again, it looks nothing like this outside my window right now. It's actually a bright sunny day. It was raining earlier. No snow yet, unfortunately. Alright, back up there I guess. Kind of a trek now, but I'm here to explore. Let's do that. Good thing I bought all those max repels. And yeah, York has the experience share now. Once again. The veteran experience share user back at it again. Anyway, right now I'm following the same path from the earlier game. Even though I can and already did skip the vast majority of it. So that's kind of neat. Hold up, youngster. A battle will help you warm up. I think I'll switch out against this. I am splitting experience again, but it's okay. It all adds up still. Guys, trying to make sure I don't fall asleep out here in the cold, which is good. But despite talking repeatedly about being tired today, I don't need it. Bye, Macho. Remember when I had hidden power fighting on this Gothitelle, and I could have clicked that here for super effective damage, doubling the power so that it does like 2 instead of 1? That sure was a time. Did I say hidden power electric when I meant hidden power fighting? I don't know what I said. It was hidden power fighting on Scarborough, of course. That Woodhammer did quite a bit, but Scarborough still wins this. Scarborough's gotten pretty strong, which is good. Wasn't keeping up so well at some points in the playthrough. You can feel my face if you don't believe me. See? Dripping with sweat. Nope, I'm good. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and run out of here right now. Weird guy. Okay, here's the nurse. I fight for my love of Pokemon. I don't have to fly back to Icera City anymore after this battle. It's also good to get a heal after Scarborough almost got knocked out. Oh, Blissey. This will probably not do much damage if I just, like, Toxic and Acid Armor through it. It'd also give a ton of experience. Like, I wonder whether North York is the best recipient of all the experience this thing will give, but it's fine. That's just experience that I don't then have to give to someone else, right? I'm focused on training someone else if North York gets like a million level ups here. She has a full heal. She probably doesn't have infinite full heals, even though she's a nurse. She might have infinite full heals. I just don't think the game works like that. If the Blissey is going to do damage, it's most likely physical, with like Egg Bomb or something. Body Slam, Double Edge, I don't know. And so Acid Armor helps. Yeah, there's a Double Edge. And I also have Ice Heal out here in the hail, so... Already at +2 defense, that did 7. The Ice Heal fully heals it off. I'll use my other Acid Armors anyway, because why not? Ice Beam isn't going to do much back. I can't even freeze it now that it's poisoned. This Double Edge does 4. Literally 4. I remember watching Pokemon back in the day, and he would use that figuratively. An attack wouldn't do very much, and he would say, "That did 4!" But that Double Edge actually did 4, and this one will do... what? Also 4, huh. The difference between +4 and +6 defense was not much there. I'll Ice Beam here. I'm about to get the PP healed anyway. She has a full restore? I guess she would. I actually don't want to freeze here, because if it's frozen, I can't poison it. Okay, no freeze. That Ice Beam does very, very little. I might as well keep going for them because, again, I'm getting the PP back after this anyway. Let's speed this up a little bit. Blissey, of course, very tanky. If I were using Hirono or Topoko, I could hit this with physical attacks and it would not look this tanky. But it really doesn't do much back. Fitting Pokemon for a nurse, of course. I think I did train a Blissey once in a playthrough of some game, and it actually was, I think it was one of the Alola games, and it was actually pretty good because I could use Echoed Voice and get some respectable damage after building that up. And I think I might have taught it Calm Mind at some point too. When an NPC has it, you don't exactly get scared, do you? There we go. Let's see how much experience I get from that with the Lucky Egg. Oh, it didn't even level up, actually. Well, it was split with York. York wants to learn Explosion. No. I don't see much practical use for that. That's your love of Pokemon. Here's my love of Pokemon. She heals them. Again, I'll try to get North York to level 60. I thought that Blissey would do it. Shows what I know. Once again, I can just go wander here and down there if I want. That's okay. We just keep North York in the front a little bit longer. Flash Cannon TM. I could teach that to North York, but Steel is a bad attacking type in this game. It's super effective into, I think, just Rock and Ice. There's no Fairy type yet. Is it worth it anyway? I think Signal Beam is probably better, right? Just for having better coverage, especially when I want to rematch the league. And two of their specialty types are weak to Signal Beam. I'll keep Signal Beam for now. I could think about Flash Cannon. Once again, following the path from I was gonna say from Black 1, but really the path from every season except Winter for now. In rotation battles, it's also important to know when not to rotate. Okay, so this is the rotation battle person for this area. We already got the triple battle, of course. The triple battle was scary. The rotation battles are generally less scary, but let's see. These are some scary Pokemon. Ice Beam might be one of the best things I can throw at them. Yeah. I don't have much else that isn't resisted by something. So as much as I'd love to shelter North York and let her get some safe experience from this, I think she's the best Pokemon. Although that one didn't do very much. It's okay. It should be fine. Just like the triple battle. I have twice as many Pokemon. That should be enough. She rotates out of the possible self-damage. Oh, Dragonet's Gyarados is scary. I don't think I'm going to do as much damage as I'd like into that. I could click Toxic next. She could rotate. I'm going to try it, though. Oh, rotates to this. This actually would have been a good battle to set up. Oh, it hurts itself. Okay. This actually would have been a good battle to set up with Acid Armor, but I'm not going to do it now. But these are all physical attackers. Could probably just shut them down with North York. Anyway, there goes the Kangaskhan, but the Gyarados is super scary now. Going for Toxic. No. Doesn't do me much good here, though. By North York. I can go Scarborough and click Thunderbolt into either of these. Let's try that. Hopefully we land a hit and don't get one-shot by +1 Aqua Tail. Nice. Scarborough's getting pretty good. You'll have to see it. There goes Gyarados. And no need to sack Scarborough here. Might as well rotate and surf the Archeops. Oh, went for Focus Miss. And the move lived up to its name. Why does an Archeops even have that? Actually, I think Archeops has a reasonable special attack stat, but I didn't know that it could learn that move. Scarborough would have been fine to Thunderbolt there, but it makes no difference. They all get experience in front of a triple battle anyway. That went better than the... or a rotation battle, I mean. That went better than the triple battle, as they tend to do. I'm sure that Grimsley would have known when to rotate. What does Grimsley have to do with this? Do you know him? Don't know what that's meant to apply. Okay, now I'm here. I could cut across here and run back to the nurse. Let's open up the exploration a little bit now. Let's see what's here. If I can get in. There we go. It has been 2 years since I secluded myself here on Twist Mountain. Now I will take this chance to test the results of my training. That's scary. Walk into a cave and immediately a veteran meets my eyes and says that. So Twist Mountain has become a serious hardcore training spot, huh? For veteran trainers who mean business. I guess as other ways to traverse the region have opened up and newish trainers don't have to go through this harsh environment anymore, it makes some sense that its function would kind of change like that. That's decent world building, I think. I could full restore, but Night Slash has that high crit rate. I don't know if it's worth it. I actually think I probably should let North York go down or switch. Alright. Let's go for Signal Beam here. Shadow Claw also has a high crit rate. Can I get a jump kick into this? Maybe not. This guy secluded himself in... There's a crit. This guy secluded himself in here 2 years ago, and he's not playing around now. Already taken down 2 of my team. +2 Ice Shard, that's gonna hurt. Oh, it didn't KO, though. Okay. Get that little bit more toxic damage. East York takes down the Weavile, didn't see that coming. Admittedly, the toxic did most of the work. Now there's this. Let's see if I can outspeed and Feather Dance it before East York goes down. Nice. I want to just switch someone in on that. Rampardos hits very, very hard. Anyway, here comes my starter. Pokemon count is already even. We have 3 each after that Weavile went crazy. But not crazy enough to handle my own Pheasant, of course. I take the advantage again. Uh-oh. This could be immune to water. It's extremely weak to Psychic, but do I risk just switching Scarborough in? Maybe I should. I was fishing for that freeze. Lucky me that it actually paid off. It's winter, alright. Twist Mountain is a harsh, cold environment. This guy should know he secluded himself here for 2 years. I think it's totally justified that I'm getting all these freezes. I'm using the environment to my advantage. There goes Toxicroak. Toronto can beat this. Might as well see if I can soften it with an Energy Ball first. Scarborough might even 1v1 this, being faster. We'll see. That Energy Ball did less than I'd like. Oh, Thunderbolt is stronger. And also neutral into Aggron. It's not any kind of ground type or dragon type or something. If it were a dragon, it would also resist Energy Ball, maybe depending on the other type. Ah. Scarborough would have beaten this if I just used Thunderbolt all 3 times. My bad. Well, let's wash it away now. It's water under the mountain, am I right? If there are those like myself who dedicate their lives only to training, then there are those like you who grow through your journey? This guy should talk to Colrus about how to bring out the power of his Pokemon anyway. That's kind of a neat little mini-boss fight there. You walk into that small cave and immediately that guy tells you that he means business. He's probably one of the tougher trainers in the area, although he doesn't stand out that much compared to some of the others. But he's definitely not one of the weaker ones. And then you get a big nugget for beating him. Not bad. Dead end. This goes back up to the top. I don't think you're a trainer. When you walk on snow, your feet sink deeper than usual. The sensation is so powerful and gripping. Called that correctly. I found a strong-looking trainer during my patrol. Go Sigilif. Alright, go Vanillux. I have the advantage. Not the high ground. I think we're on the same level right now, but I do have an advantage. Ice Beam, and also Ice Body. This guy's not really prepared for the ice types of Twist Mountain and Winter. Crit Sigilif, don't get to see the Ice Body, but North York should finally get to level 60 here. I should probably swap someone else to the front now. See my Sigilif? It always seems to want to take the same exact route, but why is that? So part of Sigilif's lore is what? Like they used to watch over an ancient city, and they still can be seen patrolling out in the desert. This is not the desert, but maybe there's something to that. It's doing its old patrol. Anyway. I guess I'll swap Scarborough to the front for now. Scarborough's only at level 59. Won't be long, but... yeah, this will do for now. Now... there's some kind of like house down here. But maybe only outside of Winter, or maybe only in Black 1, I don't know. But I think the only way left to go is all the way at the bottom, almost snowed in. Right here. I don't have repel active. Whoops. Nice that I remembered that before getting an encounter. If you look for something in an empty place like this, you can discover things. Like this fossil I just found. Take this. An armor fossil. Which one is that? Is that shield on? If you come again tomorrow, you might be able to find a fossil of your own. So come on out and play if you want. So yeah, this is where you get fossils in this game. At least most of them. Yeah, that's shield on for sure. Neat. And down here, of course, is the ice rock for this region. If I wanted to evolve an Eevee into a Glaceon, I guess I would have to wait until the post-game to do it. There's no ice stone in this game. I don't think the leaf stone works for Leafeon yet anyway. No Glaceon until the post-game? That's awkward. Why are ice types always treated like that, am I right? I don't think anything on my team can learn Stone Edge. I also don't really care to check. What is through here? Oh. Well, this sounds like an interesting location, doesn't it? You hear that music? I don't remember exactly how to do this, but this looks like the only way I can go right now. Looks more like following a series of steps than really doing a puzzle. Which is fine. Unlocking something ancient that was sealed away is always nice. This is where Regigigas is. I would have to catch all three of Regirock, Regice, and Registeel to catch this. I cannot do that in one game without connecting to any other games. I can catch one, maybe two of them, I don't remember exactly, but definitely not all three. So I won't be catching this, but if I were, this is where I would go. A body of ice. To summon the king, such a thing must be obtained. Body of rock. Body of steel. You get the idea. This is the king. Can't summon it. And yeah, just barely sealed away. Not behind a puzzle, but still behind something that requires a deliberate effort to unseal it. And, oh, did I just step into a mine shaft? Yep, the clay tunnel is accessible now too. You will keep moving forward to wherever your curiosity leads, won't you? I suppose I will. This, of course, connects Twist Mountain to Driftvale City. Part of clay linking up the region underground. I can get to the Relic Passage from there and all the way down to Castelia City. It's pretty neat. I don't have a fire type. What do I do? This one time in this playthrough, I'm really regretting not having a fire type. Too bad. Too bad Unova doesn't have any especially bad fire type designs. Yes, I'm thinking of Simisear. I'm not even that big a Simisear hater. Simisear did not make this team. Nor did Heatmore. And otherwise, the fire types in this game are mostly pretty good. Darmanitan, Chandelure, Volcarona, they really cooked with those ones. Anyway, I hope I can knock this out with a jump kick. Nice. I don't care about the iron barbs. I'm gonna go heal anyway because somebody fainted. Ice punch this. Look at Carnivine getting some love. I was gonna say, when was the last time Carnivine was even in a game? But I think the answer is Legends Arceus, which is not crazy long ago. But it does tend to be a Pokemon that doesn't get a lot of attention. In fact, when I made a video on new Pokemon that I'd like to see get Megas in Legends ZA, I ended up putting Carnivine on the list because when I was going through them at first, doing my first draft of the list, I didn't even... I just glanced right over Carnivine. And I realized later, oh wait, I overlooked this while I was trying to go through every Pokemon. That says something. It probably deserves an upgrade. Poor Carnivine. Anyway, there goes our Credilli. The curiosity without end. Here's your reward. Wonderful. Surprise, excitement, awe. Can you even imagine what must be waiting for you up ahead? I don't remember the clay tunnel super well. I think I remember it being like a little bit annoying to navigate. I don't know that I'm going to be excited or amazed or in awe, but... we don't back down from something like that in this playthrough. That's for sure. Where's that nurse? Oh, right there. Very wholesome nurse showing her love for Pokemon. Could do a lot worse as far as medical professionals out in the wilderness go. We've encountered some weird ones in this game, that's for sure. Look at that doorway. Clay does some good work. Of course, he's not messing around. Yeah, I remember the minecarts being kind of a hassle, but anyway, let's go this way first. We go to the right. We do the right wall strat again. Keep on digging. Well, we go by the right, I mean my character's right, so he's facing downwards, so I go this way. You get it, right? Right. Keep on digging. We'll keep digging until we reach the underworld. Hey you, if I beat you in battle, you've got to help with the digging. I don't think I want to go to the underworld. Bro, you're on your own for that one. Maybe this one doesn't have sturdy. Oh, nice. I didn't actually see that coming. What about this one? Nice. What about this one? Ah. Scarborough's at level 60 now, but you know what? Scarborough's getting pretty good and has a lot of coverage. I think I'll keep Scarborough in the lead for now. Get some more levels. Then I can see about who else. East York is still not at the 60 yet, but East York is not going to be great down here, huh? With all these rock types and stuff. If we keep expanding down here, Clay will literally be an underground boss. I could move the experience share to East York for now. That's reasonable, I think. You may not find treasure by digging, but you've still made a new road in the end. Oh, you caught me saying something mushy. Battle will hide my shame. Relax, dude. No need for all that. Maybe this one doesn't have sturdy. Nice. Ah. Well, that's fine, I think. Probably can't one-shot this, though. In fact, Stealth Rock, Schmelth Rock, let's switch to something a bit more threatening. Oh, it's Rockhead. Well, that means it doesn't have sturdy. Goodbye. Parallel between these two workers I ran into here. One had Golem, Graveler Golem and an Onyx with sturdy, and one had Onyx Steelix and a Graveler with sturdy. I've been thinking, if we dig too much, will the whole Unova region collapse? I don't know. Probably ask someone else, not me. I'm a 14-ish-year-old kid. My player character is. Better consult with somebody if that's a worry that you have, though. We step now into a new world. What kind of dangers await? Will you be able to make it through? I don't have a fire type. Did you know that? Does it come up? Can't remember. A Thunderbolt, though. Ferrothorn resists that, but this doesn't. And Fortress, again, very bulky, doesn't hit very hard. Gen 2 steel types had a certain profile, didn't they? That actually did some damage. That's okay. This is scarier because it could hit back with an X-Scissor or Bug Bite or something. But let's see. Yeah, at least it's softened up for the next mod. And all of this is good experience, of course, for the rest of the post-game. Team's getting nice and strong, even now, as already champions. Oh, Armaldo. So though these workers having fossil Pokemon, I guess they're finding fossils in Twist Mountain. And we know Unova has the technology to revive them. Oh, this guy's not even a worker, he's a ranger. He still could have gotten that from Twist Mountain, though. There's a guy just giving them out. You who have the strength to move on, take these with you. Lomberry, not bad. Wonder if order is being preserved between Pokemon and humans. Anybody know of any kind of being that preserves order in the natural ecosystem of this world? Anybody heard of such a thing? Maybe a game released about it lately? I don't know. There's the fossil guy right there. So yeah, I guess some people around here would have fossil Pokemon. We've seen a couple already. There was that Credilli earlier. There's a Bastrodon as well. We've seen more than a couple. There's also a Rampardos. We've seen quite a few of them, actually. I think one more for a majority of all the fossil Pokemon up to this point. We're missing... Oh no, we also saw a Caracosta and an Archeops. That's a clear majority. It's coming to me slowly. Tired today. We just haven't seen the Gen 1 fossils yet. I wonder whether somebody down here has them. Metal Coat. That leads to another area. And actually, there's nowhere else to go. It's that or the minecart. I don't think I can't surf across this, but I don't think it actually gets me anywhere. Just a wall. Okay. I guess I could just get wild encounters in that water or something if I wanted. Let's go this way. Even after we finish constructing this tunnel, my drill Pokemon won't ever stop. They can't be stopped. That's scary. Want some help? Excadrill right off the bat, his boss's ace Pokemon. These are Clay's elite workers here, I guess. They don't have time to waste being gym trainers or something. Excadrill gets both Sand Rush and Sand Force. I think I can one-shot it, so I think I'm hoping for Sand Force. But it has Sand Rush probably, because it goes first here. Wastes the one action it gets on a Swords Dance though, so we're fine. Ah, this is another drill Pokemon, isn't it? That is his Pokedex classification. I wasn't sure about Excadrill, but I can believe it is too. A drill Pokemon. And his last one is probably either Nidoqueen or Rhydon. Yep, the drill Pokemon, once again. This guy's team is exactly as advertised, huh? And I think his Pokemon can stop after all. GG. You stopped by drill Pokemon? Watch our Pokemon's dynamic forms as they crush through the bedrock. I can't imagine ever building another tunnel without the help of Pokemon. Well, good thing Ed didn't win then, huh? Oh, where? Oh, I'm in Mistralton Cave? I didn't remember that this connects too. Neat. I didn't bring my Flash user. Also, I've explored Mistralton Cave already. I don't think I have to go back. We'll cut that one corner. I forgot just how much the region gets connected by the clay tunnel, huh? We dig and we dig until we break through. What could be waiting on the other side? Just this one big underground area. You go to Twist Mountain, Mistralton Cave, Driftvale City. There's another underground connection to Relic Castle and Castelia City. Clay has been working hard. This guy's got an interesting team. Tiny Diglett and big muscle-bound Machamp. Keeping him awake and hard at work with that wake-up slap, no doubt. Thing's pretty strong, it took a Psychic. Okay, East York grows to level 60, wants to learn Tailwind. I don't think Tailwind is all that useful in this playthrough. I'll give the experience share back to York now. Everybody's hit level 60, which was my baseline target for right now. That's all good. Strength puzzle. Or not necessarily a puzzle, but a boulder to push. The tunnel to Twist Mountain is complete. I heard that and came running. Okay, my strongest move into this is Thunderbolt. Uh-oh. It has Endeavor. That's scary. Please para? Or one shot, that works too. I wanted speed advantage, but I was thinking too small. No need for that when you have having any hit points at all advantage. Go sturdy, nice. I don't think that crit mattered. Apparently the soil here in this tunnel is quite like that in the ruins in Hoenn. Oh, how about that? Quite like the ruins in Hoenn, you say. Isn't that interesting? I wonder what that's supposed to mean. Could it have any kind of significance? Oh, just items down here. Okay. HP up and... a nugget. Not bad. This is blocked. I think there's some way to unblock it. Maybe from the other side, though. I don't remember. I don't remember a lot about navigating this area. Except that I found it kind of annoying. Just a little bit. Okay, so this is where I came in. I know I can surf here and get something from that little island. Sure. I think that's all to see in this water. Now I had to go around to get up here. It's just a minecart, dead end. This whole thing is a dead end now. I think the only way to proceed is the minecart that I ignored earlier. Or I might just have to come at it from the other side and clear those boulders somehow. I don't remember the details of that. Like I said, there's a lot that I don't remember about navigating the clay tunnel. Yeah, I can't get through there yet, but I can go this way. Want to ride this mining cart? Sure, let's go by mining cart. I come out here. That unlocks another minecart. I might as well open it up and get that item. Look at that, I'm completing some of their work for them, aren't I? And Clay's not... much like Studio, Clay's not even gonna pay me. Ah, well... this, I think, is what I was looking for here. Well, I mean, I think this is the other side of that that blockage. I don't know that I was looking for it. Excavate! This guy lives for one thing. Uh-oh, a Sableye. I might want to switch. I don't even have a fairy type to hit this super effectively with, because those don't exist yet. It is, of course, commonly said that Sableye has no weaknesses in Gens 3 to 5. Likewise, Spiritomb in 4 and 5 doesn't exist in Gen 3. And that's almost true. One caveat. If you use Foresight or Odor Sleuth on a Sableye or Spiritomb, you can then hit it with fighting type attacks, and they are super effective. Because those moves negate the ghost type immunity to fighting. I like how Dugtrio rises out of the ground there when it comes out of the ball. Game Freak always so committed to keeping it firmly in the ground, never showing us the rest of its body. Its own special animations a lot of the time. Anyway, there is that one specific circumstance where Sableye actually does have weaknesses before the fairy type came to be, but of course it's very niche, you're not going to see it very often. Jackhammer. Excavate. Jackhammer. They're manly sounding words, right? My bad. I thought this guy was focused on his work, but he's just posturing, I guess. We've been digging and digging, but wait a minute. Do you have a Pokemon that's learned Rock Smash? Oh, it looks like none of your Pokemon has learned Rock Smash. Well, if I can just use the mine carts to get around that, I don't know that I care. Can I teach Rock Smash to someone? I'd have to be able to reteach whatever they forget. I've returned on Tobacco. Do I have Rock Smash? It's a TM, right? Not an HM? I don't think I have it. Oh well. Those guys will have to keep doing their work the hard way. Cute Pokemon or tough Pokemon? Which kind do you go for? If I had Rock Smash, maybe I could have taught it to a Tobacco over Return, helped those guys out, and then re-taught Return. But oh well. At least I didn't see it when I was going through my bag. My bad if I missed it. Oh wow. Not a fairy type yet, of course. Makes no difference to my options into it here. Thunderbolt is the only attack I have that doesn't resist. Steel resists Ghost in this generation. Thunderbolt is stronger than Shadow Ball anyway, and there's a crit. Nice. That wasn't too difficult. Most people think that Rock and Steel type Pokemon are all tough looking, but there's some cute little round ones as well, you see. Yeah, those two Pokemon he had were pretty cute. No argument here. Oh, and now I've come out of Driftvale City. I was just in Isurus City a little bit ago. Isn't the Clay Tunnel amazing? I was going to talk to the worker here, but there isn't a worker here anymore. Let's see what Rude's up to while I'm in town. My Lord N is a wonderful person. I help you develop skill. You travel for trouble. I think he said all this to me before. That's why I skipped over it. These guys are still hard at work, doing good. You love to see it. Alright, unexpected little side trip to Driftvale City. I mean, I guess if I explore the whole Clay Tunnel, I'm going to come out here eventually. But now, back to it. Minecart? Is it the only way I can go that I haven't gone yet? I haven't gotten this item. There was another minecart up above, wasn't there? Well, let's do this one first. Let's go by mining cart. Oh, this is the way I came into this area? That can't be right. Oh, did he just bring me... Did that cart just bring me here? In the same room? No. I don't know what's going on. I'm lost. This looks new. Little side passage over here. This doesn't look like Clay made it. Doesn't look like his work. Another mining cart. Yeah, I'm definitely off at a side passage now. Open this up. That's probably something I saw blocked earlier. Once again, this does not look like Clay's work to me, this little doorway. Oh, the music changed. What is going on with this door? It leads to a different place depending on whether the moon is out or not. This doesn't look like Clay's work, does it? Got some ancient ruin stuff. Rocks arranged in the patterns on the faces of Registeel, Regirock, and Regice. In an ancient tunnel with dirt like that of the ruins of Hoenn. 2 answers are needed to find the true path. Courageous one, let me tell you the answer I know. Check the ground 9 steps right and blank steps down from the eyeball. The other answer can only be found when the sun is in the sky. Protectors were born out of rock, ice, and magma. That rings a bell. 9 steps right from the eyeball. The world is split into 2, day and night, black and white, sure. Nine steps right and unspecified steps down. Is this the eyeball? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I went left. No, I didn't. I went left from the player character's perspective, but I guess the player character's perspective could be toward the door, and then this would be right. And it was right from my perspective. You understand what I'm saying. I'm not confused. And neither are you. We're all good here. An old switch is at my feet. Let's step on it. A loud, heavy sound echoed on the other side of the door. I don't know what the significance of night was. I don't remember if I ever knew what that means, but something happened. There was a loud, heavy sound, and now there's some glowiness going on. The Regice-shaped rocks, excuse me, the Registeel-shaped rocks and the Regice-shaped rocks, which are on this side, are gone, leaving only Regirock. And there's Regirock. It protects this place with the power of rock. Pokemon statue that exudes the power of rock started moving and said Zari Zari Za. Second legendary battle of the episode. Let's go. I like Thunderbolt here. Good neutral hit, chance of paralyzing. Dodging a charge beam is nice. Don't want it setting up on me. Boosting its defense is fine. There's no body press in this game. Alright, I can get away with one more Thunderbolt, I think. I would love to see it para. No para. Insult to injury, it knows Zap Cannon, which is guaranteed para if it hits. Oh well. Let's just try Ultra Balls. They've worked pretty well so far on already a few legendaries in this playthrough. What do I have? The 3 Swords of Justice and Mesprit already? This is my 5th legendary. Not bad. Still have to catch it, of course. And that's not a given. But I'm trying. Iron Defense, Lock On, Charge Beam, Zap Cannon. Honestly, the thing that scares me most here is that it might run out of PP and start struggling. Although I don't think I have so many balls that that'll actually happen. But it's not threatening a ton of damage. And it doesn't have a lot of PP on its attacks. Shakes. 3 shakes. Ah. Almost had it. It is setting up with that charge beam, but now we know that it can't make use of that for very long. And of course, Zap Cannon is only 50% accurate. Unless it uses lock-on. But I think it only has 5 PP, and I think Charge Beam is 10, and Charge Beam is only 90% accurate, and it's not going to use lock-on every time. The setup doesn't actually matter. What does matter is that so far it's not staying in a ball. Well, up to you whether that matters. Whether I catch Regirock is not super consequential with the run, but it would be nice if I do. Funny that you can't catch any of Tornadus, Thundurus, and Landorus, legendaries from this very generation, in this game. But stuff like Mesprit and Regirock are out here to be found. I feel like online Pokemon fans would complain a lot about that if this game were new right now. But, eh. It is at least kind of neat to see the old legendaries come back, even if the new ones are weirdly hidden away. That Charge Beam does some damage to my flying type, admittedly, now, but it's fine. I'll go this next. No stab Regirock. No physical attack Regirock. I mean, it is boosting up with the Charge Beam, but its physical attack stat is higher, and it only has 2 special electric type attacks to hit me with. And yeah, that still doesn't do much to something that isn't weak to it. And it didn't get the 50% boost this time. That won't happen every time either. Staying in the ball, though, is still proving to be a problem for this thing. Mesprit only took 1 ball. I don't think Cobalion took very many either. Regirock is putting up more resistance than both of those. Most of them aren't even shaking. Well, nothing to do but keep throwing them and hope for the best. Yeah. Maybe I should be holding B like I did as a kid. I'll try it on this next one. Maybe I didn't hold B hard enough. What was your version of that rumor as a kid? At my school, it was hold B as hard as you can and never touch A. A will ruin the catch. The harder you hold B, the better. Holding it harder this time. Well, it shook once. I don't think it's helping now. Even the B button is only so powerful. Might be out of charge beams now. Well, you can only hope. Can't infer that from it using Zap Cannon, though. It's a wild Pokemon, it just does whatever. Nope, there's a charge beam. Ah! We're back to this. Where this is the ball not shaking. It's used Iron Defense a few times in a row. It is possible it's run out of other moves. I haven't been counting. I also don't know the PP on Iron Defense, so I don't know what that means for how many turns it has left to not struggle. Oh, still has an attack. Okay, bye Etobicoke. You did your best, you deserve a good rest. I have 2 Pokemon left. I'm intentionally saving Toronto for last because Toronto is the best if I somehow blunder into a battle on my way out of here. If I do actually catch or knock out this Regirock. A lot of zap cannons. I feel like that has to be the last one. Oh my god. That just one-shots at plus whatever. I guess it's not that shocking. It's a pretty strong move. But this is a Regirock. Alright, well, I hope I don't get hit with electric attacks. I have 5 Ultra Balls left. This battle's probably been going on for quite a while. I have 1 Dusk Ball. I could have tried that. I suppose it's not too late. And Timer Balls if I get a chance after this. Dusk Ball looks interesting in this game. That didn't work at all. Alright, Timer Balls. This has surely been going on for quite a while now, right? It shook. 1 time. Which is, you know, there haven't been very many that did more than that so far. It's not worse than an Ultra Ball. Uh-oh, struggle. It's knocked out. Okay. First time, I think, failing a Legendary in this playthrough. It took 5 Legendaries. That's not too bad. Given that I take 1 shot at each of them and that's it. Regirock disappeared deep into the ruins. It protects this place with the power of rock. Maybe it'll respawn if I beat the league again or something. That is typical in Pokemon games after a certain point, and we might be after that point, and I'm not sure. But it doesn't matter. I gave it an honest effort. I've caught some other legendaries, but not that one. With the doors dramatically closing behind me. And that's what I wanted to see in the clay tunnel. Credit to the design of this area. It did take me a while to find Regirock. Sometimes I bluff about... I think I'm pretty obvious about it, but sometimes I pretend not to know things when I play through this game, but the layout of the clay tunnel, genuinely something I didn't remember. I just remembered that I found the minecarts kind of annoying to navigate back in the day. So I guess I never learned it very well. What am I trying to do? Where am I going? Try to go back to the Driftvale side. I don't remember where to go to do that. I could just exit and fly to Driftvale. Well, let's do that. Ailing here too. But yeah, I'll heal the team because everybody's unconscious except one, and then there's one thing that's still nagging at me about the clay tunnel. First I get a medal. Dowsing collector. I guess I've been finding some more hidden items. That's good. Good for me. Wait, what does that sign say? Clay tunnel ahead. Okay, thanks. Where does this minecart go? I thought it went somewhere that looked familiar, but then I didn't see the other end of where it connects to. Like, I'd already pushed that boulder? It's up here. Okay, I don't really get it. Maybe some things here are not perfect two-way connections, or maybe I'm just confused. That one minecart is really disorienting me. But I didn't get much insight about it from this. It's okay though. Look at that, I started in Driftvale City, and after a quick run through the tunnel, I'm at Twist Mountain, where I'm going to take a quick recording break before I go explore Osiris City and beyond. Go out to the moor and whatnot. And of course, I have not forgotten Dragon Spiral Tower. Be right back for that. Okay, like I said, exploring Osiris City and beyond. Let's go. I've already been there, of course, so I can fly there. Osiris City in winter. We've been over that. Ores that I adore. Ah, this is where you should laugh. Anyway, I will pay you well for rare ores. And not just ores, stones, gems, shards, anything mineral. I love it all. Don't you have an adorable ore that shakes my core? That's quite a pitch. They sell this steel gem? No, I want to keep my steel gem. My core won't change. I hope you sell it to me someday. We know that people in this game don't tend to pay well for that kind of thing, so it's fine. I have several black belts, so I'll give you one. I got a black belt. I do have a fighting type move on my team, but it's on the Pokemon with Klutz. Can't use this. Oh well. So the black belt, right? When you have a Pokemon hold it, fighting type moves are powered up. These were given to me by my grandma. She used to be a battle girl. Nice. Alright, that was Pokemon Center. What else is going on out here? The legendary Pokemon Zekrom shared its wisdom with the hero and defied foes with fierce lightning. The hero and that Pokemon were as close as parent and child. It was indeed awe-inspiring to see them. Oh, I thought she was talking about... That's a nice bait and switch. I thought she was talking about the olden days. Actually, might be talking about the olden days. It could still be, you know, parroting someone else's words, or maybe she's talking about N. Were N and Zekrom as close as parent and child? I don't know. Oh, hello. I knew they were around here somewhere. I forgot exactly where, although this certainly looked like a likely spot. It's the Shadow Triad. You. Congratulations. Getsus won't do anything anymore. No, to be more precise, he can't do anything anymore. That's why we won't forgive you. Battle us. Okay. I'll win. That is the only way to regain his lost heart. Yeah, the Shadow Triad are just hanging around here in a relatively isolated corner of the region now. How about that? Leading with my Gothitelle here isn't great. I'm gonna make a switch. If you're not familiar with this game, you might not have expected to hear this music again. Bisharp, okay. Be fine. Unless the jump kick connects, which it does. And this one has all dark types. Nice. Oh, Sucker Punch. Okay, doesn't KO. We take those. That doesn't KO either, but... eh. Oh, no Sucker Punch. I was gonna say somebody else can come in and get the revenge KO, but actually for some reason they don't go for Sucker Punch this time, so it's fine. What do you want? Do you want to keep battling? Sure. Battle forgets this. That is the only proof that I'm living now. I think one of these does triple battles and the other does rotation battles. Let's see. Triple battle next. Okay. And this is the Excelgor one. I don't have the most convincing lineup into this, but let's do what I can here. Thunderbolt Bisharp, Fly Excelgor, that probably one-shots if I get the attack off, and Waterfall this Bisharp. Of course, Excelgor is the fastest Pokemon here. That drop won't matter because it's 2-hit KO anyway, and the Bisharp won't take advantage. Either Scarborough gets an attack off here, or she doesn't, but the Bug Buzz drop doesn't matter. Nice, they went for a Night Slash into East York and misses. This one goes for Swords Dance. That does mean Scarborough's the slowest Pokemon in the field, so this Thunderbolt is all I'm getting. I mean, the next Bug Buzz KOs anyway. We should be able to take out a Bisharp here and probably the Excelgor as well. Excelgor's gone. One of the Bisharp is gone. The one that remains is at +2, but it shouldn't be able to beat 3 of my Pokemon at once. I guess I'll go with Tobacco here because I don't actually have much to hit Bisharp on the rest of my team. Hopefully this Jump Kick connects. And I'll put a Roost on East York and shift Toronto to the center because East York can't really do much here, but this Jump Kick will knock it out anyway, so I don't actually get to execute those other moves. The Tobacco clutching up once again against 2 of the Shadow Triad despite being at, I think, 2 HP. And there's just one left, and I think it's a rotation battle. What do you want? Do you want to keep battling? Yes. We, the Shadow Triad, were, are, and will be the royal servants of Getsis. I like how they move going into these battles. The one I just beat disappears, and then another one hops over there. This is the rotation battle one. Their special Pokemon is Bayonet. Special is in the one that's not a Bisharp. So Waterfall is pretty free. Or maybe Surf is better in a Bisharp, I don't know. It is this Jolly Samurott, of course. Surf does have higher base power than Waterfall, and I would guess Bisharp is bulkier on the physical side. Though I'm not actually sure off the top of my head. But I don't know, Waterfall is the attack that I'm more comfortable spamming generally with this Pokemon, so if I'm not sure, let's just go for it. Scary face, uh-oh. Gonna be slower than the +2 Bisharp now. That could make a real difference, as it does rotate back in. Toronto hasn't taken any damage. Night Slash has a high crit rate. No crit here, though. This could be a roll to KO. Judging by the earlier damage, it doesn't KO. Uh-oh. I think I'm actually going to rotate to East York here and go for Fly. This is very silly if they rotate in the other Bisharp. But East York is fast. The boosted Bisharp is low. Bayonet doesn't resist this, although it does a lot with the Sucker Punch before the Fly goes off, and then they do rotate in this Bisharp. Yeah. That was always going to be a problem, huh? The Bayonet having Sucker Punch is a problem as well, because I can't just wipe them out with the Tobacco. Also, I mean, I'll try something anyway here. I'll try an Ice Punch. This one does rotate in. Okay, that actually pays off. Also, if they rotated Bayonet in on a Jump Kick, of course, the Tobacco would knock himself out that way. But the Tobacco once again delivers. There goes the boosted Bisharp. Let me see about a waterfall into this bayonet. Oh, they swapped this Bisharp in. This one did not set up a sword stance. Nor did it take the waterfall as well as the other one did. This time it is a 2-hit KO. Bayonet might just knock... I don't have to let Bayonet knock Toronto out here. I could swap to York and actually click Payback for once. Did you remember that York has that move? It's good damage. And being faster than Bayonet means we don't have to worry about another Psychic. Sucker Punch would probably not KO. The Shadow Triad definitely put up a fight. Their Pokemon are at pretty high levels, like most NPCs around here, but it was fine in the end. Thanks to Etobicoke being absolutely clutch against all those Bisharp in large part. And they just leave? There's no more dialogue? They failed to defeat me and restore Ghetsis' heart, if you can call it that. You can say he had a heart. I guess I just stopped Ghetsis' comeback. I don't know if their plan was ever really going to work. But they're just kind of lost. They served an empty, broken man, and now he's emptier and more broken than ever, and I guess they're just kind of left without purpose, so they're hanging around here. Battling me if I wander by, but for what? Should have followed N, I guess. He could show them purpose. Yeah, nothing more to see over here right now. I think they can come back maybe when the season changes or something, I don't remember. When the wetlands freeze, it's slippery. I wonder how wetland Pokemon manage. Yeah, you don't really see things like Stunfisk and Shelmet here in winter, do you? Used by splicers, divided by splicers. Why do you know about that? Which one is when one is divided, the world will broaden. Interesting. Truth, ideals, 2 dragons. Truth and ideals move forward hand in hand. When one is divided, the world will broaden is interesting. It kind of sounds appealing, right? A broader world, to look at a broader view of things. Although the dragons being divided is presented as a sad story of what was lost to conflict. Maybe there's something to be said even for that, right? The 2 dragons with the different things that they represent, opposite in some ways, but complementary in some ways. That we can see both of them separately shows us some of the beauty of what they each represent. There's something to be said for that, right? It challenges our perspectives some, having the clash of the 2 dragons over time. I like that. Maybe I'm reading too much into a silly line that doesn't actually mean much, but the idea that the dragons being split is not strictly a tragedy, I think is pretty fitting for this region and the story these games are telling. Welcome to the Pokemon Fan Club. Shall I check how friendly your Pokemon is toward you? I think I know the answer at this point. Oh my, your Samurott is super friendly to you. I'm a bit jealous. Ahem. I am the chairman who loves Pokemon the most among Poke fans in the entire world. If you are a trainer, will you show me how you are raising your Pokemon with loving care? I'll show you my starter as well. Oh, the Samurott was level 5 when you met, but it's now it's level 65. You've raised it quite well. I feel your love for this Pokemon. And he gave me a cleanse tag. Nice. As a token of gratitude for showing me your great love for your Pokemon. Let's see what the Pokemon here have to say. Moon, Rolla, Qua, Glibalugga, and D? Well, they're having fun. Nice little spot for people in Pokemon coexisting right there. Bryson has been surrounded by Ice-type trainers and has trained in the martial arts ever since he was a child. He's become an action star using that experience. Oh yeah, I've acted with him. He's pretty good. He's no black dude, though. Always the tower looms disdainful of the wind and snow. Perhaps its presence is telling us not to forget dreams and ideals. Perhaps. It could be something that was meant in its that was intended in its construction, right? Oh, it's these people. I forgot about these people. We encountered them earlier in the series, and I forgot. Exciting, thrilling, zippy, chilling. It's Pep Quiz. Today's challenger is this person. They have not changed their format at all, huh? Lots of quizzy questions and watch your brain get brainer. Aha. Hawaiian Ditch. What are these people's names? What will Darumaka be when it evolves? Oh my, it's tremendously difficult. Can the challenger answer this? H-I-N-T, blah, 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 blah. It is a big toothy grin. Great hint. It evolves into... Who do you think I am? I've traveled all over this region, seen most of what it has to offer. It evolves into Darmanitan. Woohoo! That is C-O-R-R-E-C-T! Good hustle. An antidote. Wow! Exciting, thrilly, zippy, chilling, thrilling, zip, chill. Sweet berry mulch. I can't believe I'd forgotten. What is she saying? I can't believe I'd forgotten about these people. Maybe if I play these games again someday, there'll be more to discover that I'd forgotten. I don't think that would be a very good series, though. I played through these games once on this channel, exploring almost everything. Now I do it again, because I couldn't keep everything in my head. That is not a tease of things to come. Could have waited and caught my Vanillish here, and it would be at a higher level than the Vanillix I have now. Anyway, got a Never Melt Ice. I can give that to North York. Make that Ice Beam a little bit stronger. Might genuinely matter to some KOs against some of these NPCs. Of course, you can only go up here in winter, so go out to the snow pile. Not time for the tower just yet, but let's check out the gym. The former Isurus City Pokemon Gym. Still standing, looking basically unchanged. They've even got Guide Clyde still in here. So cool, isn't it? That strong figure standing there in the background. I feel like this is a bait and switch. Like there's somebody else here, not Bryson. I don't remember for sure. But yeah, the puzzle is still intact and everything. They haven't figured out a new purpose for this building, I guess. With fewer people coming to Isurus City than before. Perhaps in part because there isn't a gym anymore. Hard to say, I guess, what the best use of this space is. Right now, it's kind of like a nice little museum of what once was. It's a pleasant gym puzzle. I enjoy it. It's a relatively easy take on an ice puzzle with some interesting movement. You don't really see anywhere else in Pokemon. There's just something pleasing about the design, especially when it makes you go both ways along the thing. Oh, I'm wrong. Bryson is here. In the past, when I was hurt and depressed, Alder shared this with me. There is strength in being with other people and Pokemon. Receiving their support makes you stronger. I worked as a gym leader, and I came to understand what he meant by that. My desire became to strengthen this relationship that makes everyone stronger, the relationship between people and Pokemon. By focusing on the path of an actor, I want to make everyone think that living together with Pokemon is exciting and wonderful. Teaching is being taught. Excuse me, it's time for training. That's nice. I'm gonna go through it again and see if he's back already. I also don't get tired of that ice slide to get out of here. Oh, I'm so sorry. Bryson decided to try to return to his acting roots. Currently, he's working hard at Pokestar Studios. Yeah, I know that already. I guess that's Clyde telling me that Bryson is not here this time, because earlier that figure in the background, because Bryson was here, even though he'd already decided to return to his acting roots by then. That's kind of neat. It seems like he was inspired by the events of 2 years ago to do his part to promote living in harmony with Pokemon. And he figured he could do that better as a movie star than as a gym leader. I like it. It's a nice character note for a guy who didn't have a huge amount of a character before, except that he was very direct and to the point in his Black and White 1 appearances. I guess he was very direct and to the point just now about what he's doing and why. The reasons he's no longer running this gym. I could be the Ice-type gym leader now with my Vanillux, but of course I have other things to do. Like catching a stronger Ice-type that I could bring back here if I so chose. I don't know what I'm saying. I like the snow on the roof of the Pokemon Center. I like the whole look of this place. What can I say? I like a good winter aesthetic. This is not a pond now. This is icy. It's slippery. But I can get up here still. The legendary Pokemon gave help to the hero who sought ideals. Because of that, a region was created. Then, when its physical form was lost, the Pokemon became the Darkstone, waiting patiently for a new hero. The story I heard when I was little turned out to be true. Oh, I have the Darkstone with me right now. I guess the game won't let me show it to him, though. Can I be the new hero? I don't know if I'm strictly about ideals like the old heroes. It seems like... And seems to think I pursue truth as well. I might not look it, but I'm the sound design... Game Freak are here now? Some of Game Freak? Some of them are still in Castelia City, of course. We saw them there already. I want folks to hear my wonderful music, so I'm traveling all over these parts. How about giving my favorite music a listen? Well, shucks. Have a good listen, then. This is nice music. What's this? Like Route Before Victory Road music, I think? At least in Black and White 1. Can't remember if it was in this game, too. I guess Game Freak are not huddled up in this house. There's just a wandering sound designer playing some nice music for us. That's cool. We tried to expand the ocean, Team Aqua, but then there would be fewer Pokemon that live on land. That might make the Pokemon in the ocean sad. Oh, this is a secret from my darling boyfriend, and this guy's going to say he was in Team Magma. We were going to make more land, but we realized it would cause problems for Pokemon living in the sea. Oh, don't tell my girlfriend. That's funny. That's a fun ending for some Aqua Grunt and some Magma Grunt. And, hey, kind of a theme of those games, too, to keep everything in balance. Polar opposites complement each other, such that both are important in the end to everyone. Nice Easter egg there. I guess that Team Rocket Grunt from the Johto games is not here anymore? Or was his house over here somewhere? I guess he's not here anymore. Instead, we get a fun Team Magma, Team Aqua Easter egg. That was nice. We get the winter version of this route. My Pokemon are going to steam you out. Okay, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. You gonna send out a Volcanion? Not quite, huh? Steam you out. That's a new one to me. He's got 2 water types so far. One that gets deleted by Energy Ball, one that's hit harder by Thunderbolt. And not so quickly deleted. That looks like a 3-hit KO. Wow. There's that Vaporeon bulk, I guess. And it lands its Muddy Waters. What's his last Pokemon? Ideally, with something with a double weakness I can target, like Swanna or Gyarados. This also has a double weakness I can target. It's not a water type, but I guess it still fits the watery environment near the Moor of Iciris. Kind of an awkward season for this kid to be here, though. Running around in those shorts. It sure is great to be all sodden. Who was the one who got to decide that bright, airy places are best? What? Okay, I actually think I kind of relate to that kid. I don't know. I've got no take to offer on being all sodden. Do I want Sludge Bomb TM? I don't think it's useful to anything on my team, except the one Pokemon that already knows it. I don't have a take on being all sodden, but I think what this kid is saying is, oh, people tell you that bright, airy places are the best places, and, says who? I like the swampy environment. I actually do kind of relate to that because I like cold weather more than I like hot weather. Yeah, I like temperate in the middle weather most, although it's still rather cool than warm a lot of the time. But I remember in like spring and summer growing up, you know, I'd be in the car with my parents, they'd be listening to the radio, and the radio people would be like, "Good news for everyone, the good weather is coming now." And I was like, wait, why do you get to decide that that's the good weather? You don't get to tell me what I think about that. And as a kid, you know, learning about journalistic standards for the first time, I was like, wait, that's opinion and you're reporting. Maybe I like the cold weather more than I like how it's going to be in the summer. In fact, I do. What do you mean the good weather is coming? That's not up to you to decide for everyone. So I think I relate to what this kid is trying to say on that level. You stay out here and get sodden in the wintertime if that's what you want to do. I gotta do a bit of surfing to navigate this area now. In winter. Is that a Pokedex? I'd love it if you would show me lots of different kinds of Pokemon. Seriously, why do weather reporters get to editorialize about good and bad weather? Obviously, it's a sillier point than I thought it was as a kid, but I do kind of still think I'm right. I guess it's an area where it doesn't matter that they insert opinions, but it still feels like a weird thing to do. Anyway, these Pokemon are pretty weak, so they're not giving a lot of experience. I mean, they're at level 60, but they're little weak little guys. So they're not giving a whole lot of experience, but they're also not too difficult to deal with, at least. This is a bigger guy, but, you know. Interesting place to bring a Slugma, by the way. This does not seem... even though it's a little slug creature, this does not seem... Whoa! Okay, I didn't see that coming. It got me good there. Even though Slug was a little slug creature, this doesn't seem like a good environment for it. Alright, I underestimated this Gastrodon. My bad. Should have known to take Gastrodon seriously, even if it's the West Sea form. Alright, well, let's get Scarborough healthy. I'm ready to sweep aside some more Pokemon out here. Go explore the moor. Cross Two Blind Bridge, because I haven't crossed that one yet in this game. And then back to the tower. Clomp, clomp, clomp. You hear the snow crunching under my shoes? Crunch, crunch, crunch. Real life snow this season when? Well, again, it clearly snows somewhere because I saw snow on the roof of one car the other day. But when do I get to see it on the ground? Real fishermen are impatient, so we must battle immediately. Okay. Fine with me. Got some more water types for me to Thunderbolt and Energy Ball. Like this. This is a good one to start with. Probably won't give much experience, but maybe he has like a Whiscash or something in the back. Or Gyarados. Or a Volcanion. To steam me out, or whatever that kid said. Maybe I shouldn't throw that one around when I don't know what it means. Yep, these are all weak to Energy Ball. This one might take more than one hit. I do like that they have all these the way the route is designed. These characters have all these wetland creatures, but then they can mix in something that isn't a water type and still fits the environment. The Slugma isn't a great example. It's a slug, but this looks like an awful environment for it. But Stunfisk is from this area. Fits the environment perfectly, just not a water type. What did that kid have? Oh yeah, Krogunk. It does add just a neat little bit of variety to what could be some pretty generic water type teams. Good job, Game Freak. How do I know that real fishermen are so impatient? Because we change places frantically if we cannot catch Pokemon. That's right, not even a nibble? I'm out of here. He knows. If you turn a parasol around, it's like a flower blossoming in the rain. Once again, This trainer seems like she might want to be in this area at a different time of year. Especially with this rain team here. That's a rain team if ever I've seen one. Swift, Swim, or Rain Dish, Thunder, Water type cast form. East York is faster than Toronto, right? So I can Psychic, Jolteon, Fly, Ludicolo, which should one-shot, and then with East York safely up in the air, I can Surf. Yep. Nice. That did good damage, too. There goes the Jolteon already. These Pokemon are only at level 60, so they're actually a step down level-wise from what I was encountering in Twist Mountain and Clay Tunnel. As if the game thought I would go this way first. I don't know why the game would make an assumption about which way I would go through here, but I guess some of the time, players get a level curve that they're likely to be happier with. And some of the time it goes like this. But I guess if it were the same, if it were level 60s on both sides or something, then you'd never get the more interesting trainers in Twist Mountain. Modern fans would complain about that. Fans back then, I don't know, maybe they would too. So I guess if there's no obvious one way to go, then just picking something will pay off some of the time. But I wonder whether they had a clear reason to think that players would be likely to go through this way. I guess it's just more direct than Twist Mountain, right? You could just go to Pellucid City and then it's across the bridge and then a short route, and you're at Isurus City, and if you're seriously chasing this story thread about Zekrom and N, I guess that's the more efficient way to do it. So they could reasonably guess, probably correctly, that a lot of players would go that way instead of through Twist Mountain first. So in the end, I guess it makes sense, even though I was a little surprised by it, that the NPCs are weaker on this side of Isurus City than they were on the other side. Here's the boar now. Also in winter, here's an old guy who can tell me an old legend about this place. Long ago, when a war between people and Pokemon, when a war between people, just between people on one side, people on the other side. I'm just so used to everyone saying people and Pokemon, or Pokemon and people if they're from Team Plasma. Long ago, when a war between people started an intense fire in this forest, a single young Pokemon was separated from its parents. Cobalion, Terrakion, and Virizion teamed up to take care of this Pokemon. I wonder what that young Pokemon grew up to be like. I think that's supposed to be Keldeo. So it grew up to be pretty impressive. Did he say that happened here? Yeah. In this forest, yeah. So this is where Keldeo comes from, is I think the implication there. Of course, we saw Pledge Grove way at a different part of the region, way south of here. And somewhat west. We saw Pledge Grove pretty far away where Keldeo demonstrated its resolute power on a rock at some point. Just a little bit more, I just need that spark. So it traveled far and gained a lot of strength, that's for sure. Of course, it being one of the mythical Pokemon of this generation, I will not be having any opportunity to catch it in this game. Gotta wait until Sword and Shield for that. You can catch Keldeo in that game, but not this one. This also, as I think I called out in my Keldeo video in the series where I spun a wheel, got a random legendary mythical Pokemon and built a team around it, or Reg I or Reg J. For Keldeo, it would definitely have been Reg J. As I talked about there, this generation, Black and White 2 were actually the debut of Keldeo's Resolute form. It did not exist in Black and White 1, even though the move Secret Sword, which changes Keldeo into that form just by knowing it, does exist in those games. So in Gen 5, in Black and White specifically, you could have a just going for the pair song with your last Pokemon. Okay, that's a statement, I guess. In Black and White 1, you could have a Keldeo that was not its Resolute form and knew Secret Sword because the Resolute form didn't exist yet. From Black and White 2 on, if it knows Secret Sword, it's in Resolute form. And that meant that when I played the Smogon Ladders on whatever the simulator was at the time, probably Pokemon Online, I see myself there reflected in the Still Lake, a silent defeat. When I played those simulators and I used Keldeo in Gen 5 battles, I would always make sure that my Keldeo was in its ordinary form. because that wouldn't tell the opponent whether it knew Secret Sword or not. They almost always did anyway, and I don't think I ever actually used a Keldeo that didn't back then. But technically, even though it didn't really matter much, I was giving slightly less information if I took advantage of the fact that it was fair game for a simulator to allow that, because if you were playing Black and White 1, your Keldeo with Secret Sword would not be in its Resolute form. So if they simulated that specific game accurately, I basically would play it like I was playing Black 1, is my point. Because technically the Resolute form gives away one of your moves. But in this generation specifically, the Ordinary form does not reveal whether you have that move or not. Pokemon trainers nurture friendship with their battles. Of course, you have to be playing Black and White 1, but on a simulator, that's not an issue. It's just checking for, is this legal somewhere in this generation in these games that can connect with each other to battle, right? Okay, we know that Scarborough is not a great matchup into Excelgor. Let's see if East York can come in at kind of low HP, maybe roost up. Or maybe just go for a fly. We come in on this Bug Buzz first. Ooh, not really. Because the next one will KO. Well, I tried. Alright, well, let's go with somebody else now. Sorry, just checking something quickly. Okay. Normally I run back and heal when one of my Pokemon is fainted. I might want to see if I can just finish with the Moor while I'm here. There's still a little bit of the route outside though as well. But I can at least try to finish with the Moor, right? This would be a good Psychic target, but I don't want to switch right now. I guess the trainers in the Moor are a tiny bit stronger than the trainers on the route, which makes sense because, again, if you're taking the most efficient path to just get to Dragon Spiral Tower and get the story event done, you don't come here. This is a fully optional area. Kecleon. Okay, well if it takes a Psychic, then I have a super effective Shadow Ball next turn. Unless it knocks me out in one. I took that Psychic really well, actually. Uh-oh. Now I'm going to give it Stab on that Shadow Claw, but it doesn't matter. Scarborough doesn't take another one anyway. That was also a crit, which is totally unnecessary, of course. I'll go for Payback now for the KO. And since that knocked out half my team, I actually will fly back if I see any more trainers in this Moor, which I think I probably will. We're not going to be doing the Moor of Isurus all in one go, which is fine. There's no rule that I have to try to do that. That's twice in this episode that I've used Payback into something, huh? Not bad. I feel like I never used that move before. Stay still and listen carefully. Hear the sounds of nearby Pokemon, the breath of trees and swamps. What do you hear? I'm enjoying watching the water ripple back and forth, but can't stay still for too long. There's lots to do. I don't think it's possible to get this item in winter. Maybe it is. Oh, it absolutely is. In fact, it's dead easy. I don't know what I'm talking about then. Poison Jab. York does have much higher attack than special attack. Let's see if I can teach that over Sludge Bomb. Nope, can't learn Poison Jab. Didn't see that one coming. Why can't Garbodor learn Poison Jab? Beats me. Maybe I should have taught Gunk Shot, but I didn't like the accuracy. It's fine. York has kind of a weird role on this team, and that's just how it is through the whole run. Maybe that item is the one you can, up in the trees is the one you can't get. Okay, there's a trainer, so I'm gonna fly back. Maybe that item up in the trees is the one you can't get in winter. The one that's on screen right now. But we'll come back. See. Back to the moor. Just a little bit more to see there. Then a little bit of route and a bit of bridge. Big bridge. Much bridge. And a big tower. It's definitely one of the more interesting locations in this game. I don't think you can get that item up there in winter. If there are trainers, I just have battles with them. Okay. That's what people do, yeah. In fact, our eyes met, so we have to. Poor fish. It is nice to see all these Pokemon that don't tend to get a lot of attention in the series just kind of thrown onto these NPC teams here. I don't know when I last battled a Corphish in any game. I guess Poliwag is not something that goes without attention for too long in the series. Yeah, all the more reason to come through here and battle the NPCs and whatnot. Once again, not a water type, but fitting for the area. Pretty good. And his whole team is weak to grass still. Okay, that drop looks like it actually matters, the 2-hit KO, so that's a good time to get that. GG, I think. That guy was just like the weaker trainers outside, so I guess they're not all stronger in the moor, but some of them are a little bit stronger. I'll battle with anyone because they may show me water-type Pokemon I've never seen. That's the spirit. There's so many water-type Pokemon. It's the most widely distributed type. You can see so much. Knowing oneself, knowing the other, and knowing the surroundings. That's a ranger. Obviously, I can get this item down here after battling this guy. Uh-oh, I don't have a fire type. I could just Thunderbolt this and hope for the best, but I don't really want to get knocked out by X's or if I can avoid it, so let's do this. Uh-oh. Well, maybe I flinch it. Or crit. Whatever works. Or he just gets greedy, that works too. Okay, don't really want to get hit by Aftermath, but I don't think Waterfall one-shots. Oh, that works. I'll probably want to switch out against the next thing unless it's a Golem or something. Yeah, we can switch out against this. Yeah, speed boost. Or not? Is that not a physical attack? Or contact? What do you need for weak armor? I don't know. Anyway, let's not use Poison Jab because even with that appendage sticking out right there, Garbodor can't learn it for some reason. A Poison Jab would have one-shot. This thing has way higher attack than special attack. That activates weak armor. I wonder why Ring Out doesn't. I think Ring Out is physical. Maybe it's an issue of contact. I don't know why ring out wouldn't be a contact move. Who knows what the issue is. But there goes the Carnivine. You know about this? I know about Lumberries. Apparently I don't know about ring out. If you know what kind of wild Pokemon inhabit an area, you can bring along Pokemon who are strong against them and have no problem moving ahead. Like a Pokemon with electric and grass coverage in the moor? Yeah. And see, this is the last thing I can try. I can hop on my Samurot's back, get onto this water, but it doesn't get me there. I think I have to come back in another season if I want that item, but I also don't think I want that item that badly. Goodbye, Moor of Viserys. That's probably your last appearance in the series. I battled her already, right? That was the Rain Team triple oh no, the Parasol Lady was the Rain Team triple battle. I don't know if she was a trainer or not, but she wonders if she would meet some new Pokemon if she went to the swamp. Seems worth a shot to me. I'm just getting lost on the ice here. There we go. The splish splosh sounds. Those were your footsteps, weren't they? So cute. Does this trainer appear in Black and White 1 and say basically the same thing? I think I made fun of Splish Splosh what I went through here back then. This series has been going for a while. I'm losing track of some stuff, aren't I? Anyway, it's a rotation battle with 3 cast form. That's a choice. Let's just try to waterfall through them. Of course, if she sets any weather, they'll transform. We'll see what happens. This one just goes straight for a normal weather ball, which is fine. One-shots that one. Like the Shadow Triad Bisharp, I guess there are just some slight variations in the damage. Maybe their IVs are a little different or something. That one took it better than the others, but also got flinched, and now they're all very low. So let's just X-Scissor through them. Save what tiny bit of PP. It doesn't matter, but just feels optimal, you know? What are you lurking up there for? Hey there, Pokemon Trainer. I'm a member of the Hip Waiters. Oh, you don't have a fishing rod. Maybe I'll go invite Professor Juniper in New Vemma Town instead. Is that where I get a fishing rod? I don't remember where to get a fishing rod in this game, but I'm guessing Professor Juniper has one and will give one to me if I ask. But New Vemma Town is quite some distance away, and there's no legendary dragon to meet there, so... Unless the Hero of Truth is back in the region, who knows, but... No, I have other business before I go there. That's right, I find rocks and then I give them to people. That's my simple life. You rock! Here, I'll give you a smooth rock I found this evening. Okay, that's the Sandstorm one. So is it random? I don't know. Yeah, if you like rocks, come back tomorrow, roll in at a different time if possible. I'll be here at Pumice. Okay, maybe it's tied to the time of day. What rock she gives you, I don't know. There's something nostalgic about coming through here in the post-game after it was a regular area in Black 1. I'm half expecting Bianca to pop out and battle me, but of course that's not happening. But I can use the two-blind bridge now. Watch it. People use railway fan as a catch-all term, but there are many types of railway fans. There are riding fans, detraining fans, station fans, train car fans, schedule table fans, picture-taking fans, recording fans, and more. Don't go thinking they're all the same. I'm sorry, dude. I've never even heard the term railway fans before. You've... Classic guy who's thought way more about this than the people he's interacting with and can't quite get to where we are to meet us there. For someone like me who's checking out rail lines all over the world, Anvil Town, where you can look at various trains, sets pretty high marks. A giant steel bridge towering over the road ahead. Just looking at this model of the two-blind bridge fills me with energy. Speaking of energy, I'll give you this. It's an energy powder. Nice. It's energy powder. Using on a Pokemon to restore some of its HP. Be careful, it's really bitter, so it might make your Pokemon unhappy. He just talks about that again. I want to look at his earlier dialogue. Is it something about towering over a road? gets pretty high marks. Yeah, I misread that one. Sorry. I mean, hey, good place to be a railway fan, right? There's some good railways here in Unova. This guy's living his best life. That's what this region's all about. You'll have to see it. Two Blind Bridge. I've done Driftveil Drawbridge. I've done Village Bridge. I've done Marine Tube. I think that's it. This is my 4th one, right? I still haven't done Marvelous or Sky Arrow. Look at those subway trains going by. Let me look at the town map for a second. Yeah, the bridges are much more... It takes a while to get to the bridges in this game. Driftveil Drawbridge is your first one in this game, and then Village Bridge after that, even though it's at the opposite end of the oval. Interesting stuff. Two Blind Bridge crosses a river. That's what I thought. Let's see what we've got going on here. Oh, we can see the water down there, actually. Just make it out, even with this weird angle here. We were riding our motorbikes to our heart's content. We believed we could ride forever and ever. Yes, it's an infinite, limitless, breakneck road. We're with the breakneck team, Black Empoleon. Back then I had a one-on-one battle with a trainer. That was our golden age. It was an age of gold. I think this refers to something I could have done in Black 1, but I think I tried even in this series, but I couldn't find the thing. Like, I think I went to... You can go to the bridge at a certain time, and you can battle a biker gang called the Black Empoleon. And I think I tried to do that in Black 1 in this series, and I went at what I thought the time was after looking it up, and they weren't there. So I don't know what that was about, but whoops, missed that. And there's a guy making reference to something we didn't see. Oh well. This Two Blind Bridge was #1 in the bridge rankings in Unova. That means it's the sturdiest. Okay, good. I like a good sturdy bridge. They weight tested it recently too, so we know it can hold a lot of people. When I was running around trying to outrun the trains, I got overheated. Phew. Anyway, please take this. Flame Charge TM. I think that's also how you get it in Black 1. I don't think my team can really make use of it. This is also... This was weirdly late for the Flame Charge TM in Black 1. It only has 50 base power, but making it a post-game TM is just bizarre. I guess they just kept it in the same spot, and I can appreciate that, but poor Flame Charge. Not gonna get great use as a TM move in this game. In this generation, really. Ard, loud, it's way too noisy. It's all the trains, they never stop. When the train runs below, it's unbearably noisy. To be more specific, the noise level is about 120 decibels. It's as noisy as an engine of a plane in top gear. Who asked? Arg, so loud. If we just had a Pokemon with a soundproof ability, we could make all this noise go away. Okay, well I don't have an Exploud to give you. Sorry. And yeah, we can just see the river. It's a big river. Wide. It's a little pretty long bridge, and we don't even see the whole thing. We can just see the forest on the other side. In the background there. Subway trains go by one more time. We come out this end. The results of the test showed that 4,934 people can be on the Two Blind Bridge at any one time. But if I had been number 4,935, that would have been too much. Still though, good, sturdy bridge. Quality work. When you've crossed all the bridges in Unova, something really cool will appear. If I spread this rumor, I wonder if it will become an urban legend. I like it. It's a good urban legend. Go do it. Some trainers take a Pokemon called Rotom into the storeroom of Shopping Mall 9. I wonder what they're doing. Oh, their Rotom is going through a transformative experience, that's for sure. Alright, back to Icera City. Might as well use the Pokemon Center while I'm here. Gotta stock up on Ultra Balls because I used most of the ones I have against Regirock, and then I almost forgot to buy more. But I remembered. And then Dragon Spiral Tower. I want to see something cool appear. 2 more bridges to complete the urban legend. Let's see it. I'll just buy 50, because there are still a decent number more legendaries. Okay, stocked up on Ultra Balls. Zekrom is easy to catch, at least. It has that high catch rate, because the story, especially in White 1, really wants to make sure you actually do catch it. Hey, it's Cedric. We still don't know anything about it. Could the Dragon Spiral Tower somehow symbolize ideals? Could it somehow represent truth? Could it be both? You could have both in one thing, you know? So you came here as well. It was 2 years ago. In this tower, a certain man and a certain Pokemon came face to face. This man pursued his ideals so he could change the world. That's right, this building rising serenely into the sky is the Dragon Spiral Tower. It has towered over this land since before Unova was founded. On the highest floor, the legendary Dragon-type Pokemon was waiting for the appearance of a person seeking his or her ideals. It was exactly how the legends said it would be. Ah, the Dark Stone. If that's the case, you must be headed to the top floor, changing the world. That's an outrageous idea, but it is possible to change yourself, as long as you pursue your ideals. My, that conversation sure took a serious turn. Maybe something light and sweet would help balance things out. And he gives me an old gâteau. Kind of creepy, isn't it? Be seeing you. Kind of a creepy item to be described as light and sweet is what I mean. I learned in Black 1 that I could surf here. I don't think I'd ever noticed that in any playthrough before this very series, but I'd noticed it in the first playthrough of this one. That's an interesting take from Cedric, by the way. Changing the world? Preposterous, but if you truly pursue your ideals, you can change yourself. I guess that says something about the arc that they intended for N. And, okay, look. You could say it's kind of... Without necessarily endorsing all of the values expressed here, although I think there's something to it, that sheds a little bit more light on what they were going for with this story, I think. The world... This society is made up of a lot of different people with a lot of different perspectives and worldviews and goals and experiences and values, and they come together to create something together. In a pluralistic democratic society, right? We do that collectively, and what we build collectively out of it is shared among all of us. So one guy trying to rail against that society as it exists now, you could say in some ways he's in the right and that there's room for some things to change, and this game could do more to show things changing. I do think that criticism has some real merit to it, but it never was the right thing that one guy just completely restructure this to his liking when it's built from the collective viewpoints and efforts of so many people from so many different places and backgrounds. So there's something to what Professor Juniper is saying there. I do think we could have seen more change about the region in response to N, but it looks like from going around talking to NPCs, N at least did get some people thinking in ways that if there were a Black and White 3 or a Legends Unova game, which I think a Legends Unova game would be kind of a slam dunk if they ever want to make that, could be paid off later. But in the meantime, the entire region was never going to change its whole life because of one guy's views, right? But N has grown. N has changed himself through pursuit of his ideals, and he's now better positioned to become that bridge between people and Pokemon like he talked about. And that does good too. I'm not saying it's a perfect story. I'm not saying there aren't flaws. I'm not saying those criticisms I've alluded to a few times from other people's content and whatnot are entirely wrong. I don't think they are, but I think a lot of the themes that they intended to explore with the story come across pretty well, and the story is really well executed for a Pokemon game, especially of this time. Especially when you dig into the details. Like this series is all about. Look at the details of Dragon Spiral Tower. I picture one big round thing for a tower, one big cylinder, but oops. Minimize something. It's back now. But we got multiple kind of cylinders coming together here, which helps to explain its kind of confusing inside layout. Let's see if that Ace Trainer is here. The one who was like, oh, I'm a big deal in this region, even though he was hidden all the way over here and I beat him easily. I guess he's moved on to try to be a big deal elsewhere. You can't just be #1 in Twist Mountain, right? You gotta try to be #1 in Unova. Here's the tower. Great dungeon design. I really like it every time. And does a fun job playing with the capabilities of the Nintendo DS. Late in its era. Playing with perspective and whatnot in ways that Pokemon hadn't done before. running up onto these collapsed columns is just kind of fun too. I'm not saying, by the way, that, of course, changing the world is ridiculous, or whatever Cedric said completely lands well with me. It doesn't, completely. But if you take it to extremes, which... If you take the ideas that it plays with to extremes, which is what this game explores to an extent, then yeah, you're not going to radically restructure everything just because you said so, right? We all kind of have to live together and try to find a way to do that that works for all of us. I would like to see some things change in this region in response to N's goals. Again, I think a Legends Unova game could be a slam dunk for paying some of that off if they want to make one sometime. Oh, yeah, these are here now. Instead of being mysteriously gifted by the Shadow Triad. Did the Shadow Triad take them back from the protagonist of the last game? I don't know. Unfortunately, I can't catch these legendaries in Unova. But if I were to transfer them up from Gen 4, I'd have their orbs. I do also, I mean, I don't know a ton about Japanese culture, and I'm not going to pretend that I do. I do understand that there may be some cultural values at the root of what Professor Cedric said there that are not necessarily right or wrong, but are not necessarily always the best match for my values from the part of the world that I come from and my perspective on things coming from my experiences, right? Again, I'm not strictly endorsing every single thing that comes out of what was said there. But I think if you look at it in the big picture, there's something we can take away that speaks to what the story is trying to tell us and is worth considering. Anyway. Here's the room where N confronted Zekrom 2 years ago, and now the Darkstone is trembling inside the bag. Time for Zekrom to meet its trainer here once again, 2 years later. We thought on the way up here about truth and its intersection with ideals. And here are the ideals made flesh. And given great electrical power. We may not be in N's castle, but that's still quite an entrance. And it's time for a new hero of ideals to arise. Assuming I catch this, but this one should be easy. Lazazazash! You can paralyze electric types in this game. I could just Thunderbolt it until Scarborough is knocked out or I get a para, but I don't think I need to against Zekrom. And it would do like no damage. It might do less than 4. Oh, that gets the drop. I think it probably takes another Psychic. Might not get to find out anyway. This Fusion Bolt will definitely KO. I actually think it's worth trying another, it's the first one, trying an Ultra Ball right now. Zekrom, again, intentionally easy to catch, considering its story role. Oh, 3 shakes. Good start. Also, my team's gotten stronger since that battle against N. Zekrom is not just one-shotting stuff quite so much anymore. Twist Mountain training pays off. I guess I should try to weaken this to red still. Can I get a signal beam? Nope. Just as well, that had a confusion chance. Did I really want to have to deal with that? Let's try an X scissor. Dodging Zen headbutt, good. Looks like another X scissor will do it. As long as it's not using Fusion Bolt. Make that Dragon Claw so much better now. Crit it. Ah! No, Toronto, you get too enthusiastic. Zekrom went flying off somewhere. You know what? I haven't seen this interaction before, so this is something new to me. You showed Zekrom the strength of your Pokemon. I guess I've been watching, by the way. I have something to tell you. Go Giant Chasm. Kyurem has returned. That's what my friend has told me. Like to. Oh, I guess N just says the same thing, whether you catch Zekrom or not. The world that you desire for Pokemon and humans. I look forward to seeing how full of love the world is. Shakes his head. Someday. Pokemon and humans will be done together without Pokeballs. They'll simply trust and help one another. Make that kind of world. Once again, kind of what people are working on in Legends ZA, right? At least it's one take on what they're trying to do, living in harmony with Pokemon. It is interesting. I mean, it's the Pokemon series. A lot of these themes are common to the series, but it is interesting how much this game gets me thinking about things that happen in ZA. It kind of feels like N could have shown up, or someone from Unova could have shown up in that game, and we could have had an interesting tie-in. Alright, who knows what happens in Mega Dimension? Probably not that, though. Mega Dimension is not out when I'm recording this. I doubt that N is going to show up, though. That would probably be a distraction from what they want to do anyway. Like, N is a character who's going to command a lot of attention when he shows up. You would have to include him or anything to do with him with some intent. And if they don't want to do that, I'm not saying that's wrong. Right? If that's just not the story they want to tell, one that involves N or involves Unova or something, that's totally valid. I'm just saying it could be interesting. There are some pretty clear connections that I'm drawing as we go. Anyway, I fully expected to catch Zekrom. Whoops. Look at those dark clouds. Zekrom flew off somewhere. There isn't a new hero of ideals in town after all, but apparently I've impressed Zekrom anyway. My guess is it'll respawn after I beat the league again or something. In the meantime, despite my not having caught Zekrom, N is prompting me to go after Kyurem, so I'll be doing that soon. I got a couple other things to do first. One, I meant to do earlier in the episode, but I just forgot. And that is go to the Aspertia City Lookout and some of those early routes and see what that area looks like in winter. Hey, we can take a little breather, get the team healed. I failed to catch one legendary dragon. I'm going to try another. Now, I do have a Master Ball, and there are no roaming legendaries in this game. I'll use it on Kyurem if it comes to that. Although if I crit Kyurem first, that doesn't really do me any good. But Kyurem is a fine Master Ball target, I think. Zekrom is somewhere out there in the region. Just gonna have to have more adventures in the meantime. Honestly, the Lookout in winter was nothing special. I guess it can't be stunning in every season. Well, maybe it could, but it isn't. Oh, I still have a repel active. Nice. Let's avoid that wiggling grass. I do like the little bits of snow all over the region. Even out here in Flockasy Town. And this route This year's usually so good at expressing the seasons. You got the cherry blossoms and the falling leaves all over the place. Once again, looking a little bit underwhelming in winter with just little bits of snow here and there. It's okay. You got the northern stuff with like Cirrus City and Twist Mountain and whatnot. Winter shines through more in those areas. But I was just kind of conditioned to think of this as an area that looks really neat as the seasons go by, and I guess it's more of a special spring and fall area specifically. That's okay. Also, I went to the Cave of Being when I did, because I wasn't sure I could get there outside of fall. But I guess it would be pretty silly for Game Freak to set it up that way. I don't know why I was worried. You don't have to cross that leaf patch. You can just go up here. Good to know, I suppose. The timing of that in the series was based on nothing, but it's fine. Off to Humalau City now. We'll go from there to the Giant Chasm. Kyurem has returned. I don't expect this area to look much different in winter. This is probably where people from other parts of the region vacation when they agree with those weather reporters and they want to get out of the cold. Now, I'm taking this route to Giant Chasm instead of flying to Lacunosa Town because I think there's one more thing to do on the way, but I'm not sure of exactly where I have to go to do it. I'm not even sure this is the right route, actually. Hang on 1 second. The rare looking something up mid-episode, because I think I might be mixed up. Where am I right now? I'm on the wrong route. But the right one is close by. I really should have been able to guess this, actually, it's more efficient to do it this way, I think. This makes a lot more sense. I guess I just misremembered. We're actually gonna fly here. The entrance to Victory Road. And then I'm still not sure exactly where I'm supposed to go. But this is the route I wanted, Route 23. Might need cut. Oh, I hope not. Wait, I missed an item? Did you see that item ball just now? When was that? I think I need cut. This part's a little scuffed, huh? What can you do? I guess in a really long series like this, I was gonna goof something up at some point. And not just through random chance like that crit on Zekrom. Oh, first time using the PC in the post-game, I guess. Wallpapers were added to commemorate my victory against the champion. That's nice, but they only show on the bottom screen, so not much use looking at them. Purloin, time for you to step up again. A mysterious presence can be felt here, and if I check the surrounding area... It's Azelf, of course. This is a much more sensible place for the Pokemon of Willpower. The last route before Victory Road, in fact, very close to the entrance. A challenging, multi-layered area where only the toughest trainers go to prove themselves in that home stretch going into the league. I don't know how I misremembered what route it was. This is obviously the sensible one. Maybe I mixed it up with Terrakion, which is on that other route on the other side of Giant Chasm. I'm just trying to weave in some legendary encounters into decent logical spots in the progression of this post-game. Countering them along the way. I just wanted to get this one done on my way to Giant Chasm, and this is what happens. It's okay, though. I've shown my willpower. Made sure I got that Azelf encounter. And here it is. Pretty good sprite. I like Azelf's Gen 5 sprite. Can I paralyze it? This is a legendary trio that I'm not especially fond of. I don't have a lot of thoughts about them. I could conceivably have put one of them on the team except Gothitelle, or instead of Gothitelle, but then I would have had to wait until the post game to get the full team together. And also, just by the fact that they're legendaries, they're not really going to rank among the Pokemon I like least. They get a boost just for being legendaries because I like legendaries. I never thought much of this trio. Azelf's always the one I like most, though. For the offensive stats, which make it a little more interesting in battle, and I don't know. The design just does it for me a little more than the other two. Yuxi's kind of helmet look with the closed eyes is nice too. I definitely think if I were putting one of these three on the team in this playthrough, it would be Mesprit. But the whole trio, I mean, Game Freak tried to cook something interesting with them. I just don't think it really landed with me. Probably with a lot of people my age when Gen 4 came out. A lot of their designs in broad strokes are kind of very samey. They all have the psychic typing and levitate. They all have pretty similar proportions. There's not a lot that makes them stand out, very obviously. There's some symbolism in how they're designed. There's some neat symbolism in the moves that they get, representing the things that they represent. It's just... they don't have that face value interesting or cool factor that grips you like a lot of legendaries do. So respect to Game Freak trying to do something different, but I don't think they did their best work, at least from my perspective as a fan with this legendary trio. So it would be nice to see them get a chance to shine somehow more than they have so far. Their role in Legends Arceus was, I mean, they got the move Mystical Power. That's kind of a neat group signature move, but otherwise it didn't add a whole lot more. Anyway, I caught Mesprit with one ball. Azelf is unsurprisingly putting up much more of a fight. Testing my willpower, you could say. The three tests they have in Legends Arceus are kind of neat. The Azelf one, I'm sure some people didn't like it because it's long and tedious. I don't know that some people didn't like it, but I strongly suspect. But I like it a lot. I think it's pretty clever. And here it is testing my willpower again. Having a Psychic immunity on the field was actually pretty good for a while there, but in the end, a level 2 Purloin is not taking that last resort. I'm on 2 failed legendaries in a row right now after starting with 4 straight successes. Is it going to be 3 in a row? I hope not. But this thing's pretty scary with that nasty plot and extra sensory, and unlike what I was saying about Regirock's moves, where ultimately Regirock was knocked out by Struggle Recoil, extra sensory I think has a lot of PP. And there's that Future Sight mixed in too. Okay, Toronto narrowly takes that one. That buys me one more chance to throw a ball. I mean, I have a couple more Pokemon after this, but every chance counts when Azelf is sweeping my team right now. Getting swept by Azelf would be rough. My willpower could be found lacking. Against Regirock, it was just too sturdy to be worn down. Zekrom, arguably my convictions were too strong and I overwhelmed it. So I still got to impress it like a hero would. But actually, Azelf is caught. Never mind. My willpower is just fine. When Azelf flew, people gained the determination to do things. It was the birth of willpower. I had the determination to come through this route and become the champion after I had the determination to take down Team Plasma, and now I have the determination to try to find that item ball that I apparently missed earlier. And then face Kyurem once more and do what the Hero of Truth could not in Black 1. There's a reason Kyurem was not just hidden away in a Pokeball or a PC box 2 years ago where Getsus couldn't find it. There's the item ball. I can see how I missed that one. Although it was really obvious from right here. Well, anyway. Gotta get the team healed one more time this episode, and I should probably swap Purloin back out of the party. So let's fly to Lacunosa Town, where the residents will be returning to their houses due to rumors of a monster in the giant chasm. I guess it's a little early still to be returning, but they will soon. Due to rumors of a monster in the giant chasm that comes out at night with a cold wind and eats people and Pokemon. Let's face the monster one more time. Oh. Purloin. Whoops. Let's face the monster one more time. This place still kind of a shadow of its former self. Of course, trees have not had time to recover from Team Plasma landing a big airship on top of it. The center of the chasm is not what it used to be. How do I get through here? The center of the chasm is not what it used to be, and there's no summoning that cold wind to access the cave at the back. We can just go there. A little bit less imposing than it was in Black 1. But either way, I'm here, I mean business. I have a Master Ball that I'm willing to use if Ultra Balls aren't getting the job done. Getsus' cane is still here. Was he controlling Kyurem with it? Probably. I talked about how Getsus and Curum kind of make sense as a riff on the hero pairing. The empty void of a dragon and the empty void of a man. But he still would need some technological advantage to actually control this thing, wouldn't he? What a sad guy. Anyway. Here we go. Nice little battlefield. The ice spikes jutting out of the ground. Can I paralyze this? Oh wait, I forgot. I remembered this time to do this. Okay, great. Can I paralyze it now? Only if I don't take another attack. Okay, Imprisoned is fine. You don't know Thunderbolt. You're not Black Curum. I wouldn't bet even that can learn Thunderbolt. You're definitely not Zekrom. Okay, we dodge a Glaciate. Hold on, Scarborough's going crazy. Can I get the Para, though? No Para. It's giving me so many chances. So many chances. Many a chance. Gotta be getting pretty close to 10 Thunderbolts in. Looks like... not that close, actually. I've only used 6. There's a 10% chance at some point I run out of PP before I actually hit expected odds, but... You know, theoretically, if that weren't an issue. I bet it is pressure. Oh, we got the Para, let's go! What do I do now? Honestly, just Thunderbolt again. Throw resisted attacks at it, because it's pretty low. It did huge damage turn 1, and then no damage since. Take those. This will probably knock out Scarborough, but Scarborough did such a good job here already. Incredible work. Let's bring in... this guy again. Waterfall probably doesn't KO, it's resisted. Okay, good. I think that would have KO'd if it had crit, but Toronto has perhaps learned. Now I throw Ultra Balls until, I don't know, I'm running out of Pokemon or something, and then I have the Master Ball as a backup. Paralyzed in red HP, might not need the Master Ball. Every full para is a power point it's not using, so less worry about struggle. Alright, back to this. Still some more legendaries in this game after this one. I hope you like Ultra Ball content. Almost. Almost. Not so almost. Come on. I'm getting no shakes or 3 shakes, and that's it right now. Now that I've said that, I'm about to get a 1 shake, aren't I? Nope, not even. Alright, Toronto. You're doing great. If you faint, there's still more Pokemon after you, but let's hope for the best here. Almost. Who's next? Sure, the ice resist. Oh, the other ice resist. I don't have a dragon resist. I don't know if it has any glaciates left, but this is fine. Great. Oh, the next one catches it. Okay. North York is just a different Pokemon in winter. The cold weather arrived and North York went crazy, freezing things, intimidating Kyurem so it knew to stay on the ball as soon as my Vanillux was on the field. North York might be the key to the rest of this playthrough. But that's a question for later episodes. This legendary ice Pokemon waits for a hero to fill the missing parts of its body with truth or ideals. It's gonna have to wait somewhat longer. Do I have the DNA splicers? Oh, that's probably them right there. But I don't have Zekrom. So perhaps I'm empty too. Or perhaps I'm still journeying and growing and filling myself up with all sorts of values. I mean, really, are we ever not doing that? We're never really fully full, are we? Just as Kyurem never is, as far as we ever see in the games. Black 2, that was Kyurem just now, right? So that's the legendary Pokemon Team Plasma, or should I say Getsis was using. Black 2, you're amazing. You've met so many Pokemon. Hey now, your Pokedex should be pretty full, right? I'm sure Professor Juniper will be really happy if you show her. Sure she was. In Unova, actually the whole world, there are still many Pokemon that are waiting to meet you, though. Still, how many Pokemon could there be in all? At least 1,025. I think I'll go back to Unova Town and ask Professor Juniper. Okay, don't know what those two were doing here. Maybe Charon was still monitoring weather patterns and saw this area go super cold when I came in and battled Kyurem. That would actually make sense. That is quite the music for picking up the DNA splicers. There they are. I have nothing to splice, though. I think there's something to be... I actually think I stumbled onto an insight just now. People have for many years wondered about, will we ever see what they call the original dragon, the dragon that split into Reshiram, Zekrom, and Kyurem, if such a thing ever existed. Legends aren't always true, but in Pokemon they often are. And I remember back then, I thought they should not show us the dragon because there were so many incredible things implied about it from the designs of the others and the stories about it that I didn't think they would do it justice. Nowadays, with Game Freak's modern design process after games like Legends Arceus and Legends ZA, I think if they want to show us the full, complete dragon, they probably could find a way to do it justice. So I no longer think that they shouldn't try. It might be neat, but I think I might have accidentally stumbled onto an insight just now. Maybe the full, complete dragon was never the point. Maybe it's not meant to be complete. We never see Kyurem reach its implied full potential, just as we ourselves are never perfect, right? We learn and grow for our entire lives, and Kyurem, whatever we do to transform it, always has room, in theory, to become greater than it is, more complete. There was that one tiny bit of dialogue that I probably read way too much into back in Isura City that gave kind of a different perspective on the dragon splitting, kind of broadened our horizons, seeing truth and ideals separated out, testing them against each other at times, and seeing how they can come together and complement each other without being bound into one being, such that we lose a clear view of each one of them. Maybe the tragic origin story of the Unova region is not so tragic after all. Maybe it's just the natural growth and progression of a society and a region and a people over time. And maybe we're never meant to see Kyurem become complete, because there's always room for more. Or maybe I just chose to record this on a day that I am tired and my brain's a little bit cooked. But I feel like there's something there, even if it's not necessarily what Game Freak actually intended. And I feel like there's room for a Legends Unova game or something someday to delve deeper into these stories and maybe drive things home a bit more. Just as they were able to drive home more some of the intended story of X and Y after those games largely didn't land with the fan base, but ZA did a lot to help them out. These games largely did land with the fan base, but I feel like there could be more to say still. And in any case, that's it for Kyurem. But it's not the end of this game. There is still at least a few more post-game episodes ahead of us. There's still more to see. This game may yet have some more things to say. Maybe Zekrom will respawn after the League rematch as well, I'm not sure. Maybe I get a second crack at that, but for now, it's been a fun one. Kyurem is finally safely in the box. Black couldn't do it, but Black 2, in the end, was the right guy to get the job done. We'll leave Ghetsis' cane here to be forgotten, and we'll move on to other things next time.